Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Suzette Speaks show. I am from Miami, and many of you who watch this show know that. But I'm born Jamaican, and I know that in South Florida, we have a melting pot of cultures. And one of the most influential cultures that we have present is the Haitian American culture. Now, you may not know there are over 750,000 Haitians living in South Florida alone, and they also have much influence across the United States, from New York to Jersey and other enclaves where a lot of Haitian Americans have settled. Well, we are going to go over what the influences and impacts they've had in our current economic and political landscape here in the United States. You may not know there are several Haitian Americans even serving in the Biden administration. And we're also going to look at what's actually happening on the ground in Haiti. There are some changes that the Biden administration has recently announced with regards to Haitian migrants. So we're going to get into business, we're going to get into politics, and of course, we're going to give you a broader view because we know so much of the news that comes out of Haiti is always slanted one way. But Haiti is a beautiful country with a very rich culture. I, for one, enjoy my Haitian music. Stand up if you know what I'm talking about. Haitian food, Haitian art, Haitian dance. Oh my goodness. There is so much of the African influence mixed with some French and Taino. And there is also a very rich pride among Haitians and Haitian Americans that if you know and if you grew up around Haitians, you know what I'm talking about. Haitian Flag Day is big here down in South Florida. We just had the New Year's celebration, right? Haitian independence, the first independent Black Republic, 1804. Let's go. But of course, we know there's also a lot of reports of turmoil right now after the death of the Haitian president, Jovenel Moise, just recently, and what's been happening on the streets of Haiti. But we are going to talk about the influence that the Haitian diaspora has, both here in the United States in terms of, again, business and politics, as well as back home. I have an expert. She's going to say, wait, I just know a little bit of what I know. But she is the vice president of the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. I am not as fluent in French as I need to be. So I'm going to let her say her last names, but she goes by DJ with me. In full disclosure, I know her in real life. I've seen her work very hard in the community here, both on behalf of Haitians as well as other groups. And she's going to talk about her work and community endeavors through the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. So without further ado, y'all welcome Janine Saint Fleur Gorge. I hope I'm saying it right. How are you, sis?
Great. Thank you, Suzette. Thank you for having me. You were almost there. Just go. But
Gorg.
thank you so
Okay.
much.
Help me
Uh,
out, sis, because I know a little bit, but I'm not gonna say I'm well versed. But I welcome everybody who's watching. Thank you guys. Hit the like button and please do comment and share. I see comments already rolling in. You can leave questions. What's going on in Haiti is today's topic, and of course, we're gonna have an open mic, so we want to hear from you. If you're watching on Facebook, welcome. If you're watching on the Suzette Speaks channel, welcome. If you're watching Team Replay, hey, what's up? I'm glad you caught the show. And please hit the like button and leave a comment if you will. So, Haiti and the Haitian diaspora, my dear, this is a broad topic.
this is about
So,
topic.
so much we can talk about. But
Yes.
before we do, I'd love for you to introduce yourself to the people and tell us what you do in the community.
I am Janan. I am from Haiti. I am a daughter of Haiti, as I usually say, because I love Haiti. I miss Haiti every day. I wish I was in Haiti, and I probably will be in Haiti at the end of the
There you
month
go.
because, as Suzette say, we party and we party hard. We party hard because we work hard as well. And I know that Suzette was at General Blanc that has a lot of Haitians. And the reason why I wanted to be in Haiti this month is because I never miss Pap Jazz. And Pap Jazz is my annual event. And I'm not gonna say yet if I'm going or not, but I would definitely love to be there. So I migrated. I came to the United States when I was 18, and that was many months ago. So I could go to college, and there I studied electrical engineering. Then it was too cold for me. I decided to move down to Florida to get some warmth to ensure that my bones are not gonna crack and I'm not gonna start saying, "I suffer from arthritis." And I have been there since 1998. I love South Florida. To me, it reminds me so much of Haiti because every day I could go out and make it a beautiful day. Whether I'm going to the beach, whether I want to just sit by the beach to work, or whether I want to go inland because I'm very adventurous. It's just a place for me to be because I do not love the cold weather, but I love Canada during the festival. So coming down here a couple of years later, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And from there, I decided that I want to be a true Haitian and be an entrepreneur. As you know, many Haitians are entrepreneurs, even though they go to school and they become doctors, engineer, and what have you. But the entrepreneurship, I think, is in our blood. I think we just love to create. So I decided not to have a 9 to 5 because it was very stressful for me working as a system administrator, a network administrator. So it was too much for me. So I decided that I want to advocate for my community because at 33 years old, when I realized that I was diagnosed with breast cancer, which was my first time, I wanted to take time and live a little and learn a little about myself. And from there, I also find out more about my community. I wasn't, I would, I'm ashamed to say that I wasn't that involved with the Haitian community before my diagnosis. But with that, I decided that since I want to share my experience with breast cancer with people that I felt probably didn't have insurance, didn't have their green cards, and how they need to navigate the system. And I didn't invent what they call a health navigator, but I think it is something that is very important. And I started having my own business. Then in 2012, I met Jean-Pierre Thiogo, who's the president of the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce for the past 10 years. We decided that we wanted to just bring the community together and understand where they are. Because as you mentioned earlier, we have so many Haitians down in Miami, but we don't know what they do, where they are, and how they want to get involved. And they do want to get involved. Some of them truly do want to get involved. And thus, we have the chamber for the past 10 years. We just celebrated our 10 years.
Congrats, girl.
Thank
I'm
you. Thank you.
like, sis, surviving
Yes.
breast cancer alone, sis.
I know. Three
Sis.
times. Three
God is
times.
good. Three-time breast
Three
cancer
times. Yes.
survivor and doing all this work in the community. I'm like, you make me feel lazy, sis. I'm like, what in the world
No,
is
don't do
happening
that.
right now? But your example is one I think many can follow. And I think your story is one that many can relate to in terms of the Haitian migration. And we're going to talk about that. I think we should talk a little bit
Yes.
about the history of how so many Haitians came to South Florida over, I would say, the last 3 to 4 decades and have
Mhm.
changed the landscape. Like I said, in business, in politics, in music, in fashion, in
Yes.
culture. There
Yes.
are so many parts of Miami. We talk a lot about Cuban influence, but hey, 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 my Haitians been
Yes.
here for a long time too. Little Haiti, stand up! And there is
Yes.
so much influence. So we're going to talk about that, and in terms of all of the different aspects that Haitian culture has
Mhm.
influenced us here in the US, as well as what's going on back in Haiti. So let me say hello to a couple people in the chat. They're already here, DJ. This ought to be good. Listen, Black Lexicon. I had several people like, I'm into international relations. I'm going to watch that. We go, oh, listen, we're going to do an
Ah.
overview. So much to talk about. Haiti could be like a 4 hour, 5 hour show. So we only have an hour,
Yes.
so we're going to go deep as we can. Good evening, Miss AKA Lady. Good to see you. Like the video on your way in. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, everybody, please hit the like button. Eugene is here. Hi, how are you? And welcome. Lil Ernest. I'm not Haitian, I'm Jamaican, but I got a lot of Haitian friends. Does that sound bad? I do got a lot of Haitian friends. For real. This is my first year. I did not get soup jumoun that's served on New Year's Day. This I don't know how people didn't love me this year, but usually I'm
Mhm.
supping on an annual tradition. Speak just a little bit about what Super Moon symbolizes and what it is, because everybody I know, I celebrate with my Haitian friends, but in case people don't know, what happened
Well,
first. Mm-hmm.
Well, they talk about subjumo a lot, and I think we named it the soup of freedom. It's a freedom soup, and I think last year UNESCO put it in the patrimony of all the good things that Haitians are doing, and most people I think love the subjumo because I think it brings everybody together, and some people that I know they drink it every Sunday. So,
What?
yes, and
I look
if you're
forward.
in an household like that, it's really good. But one of the things that I always want to tell people is the soup joumou was really a veggie soup because at that time they didn't have that much meat. But myself personally, one of the things that I love about soup joumou that I found only with the Trinis are the legs, the chicken legs. And if
Mm.
at my house when they do the soup joumou, all the chicken legs belong to me.
Oh, I love it. So this is an annual freedom, a celebration of the Haitian independence
Yes,
that
yes.
came on January 1st, 1804.
Hmm.
And Haitians all over the world, and now others, me, Jamaicans, still get to enjoy this freedom soup that is
Yes.
customary. And again, you can go to anybody's house from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and someone you know, it's also because a couple of my friends were out of town that usually make my soup shaboon,
You
but
should have
it's
called me.
yeah, I will next time. Many people know about it. It is so yummy. But as she
Hmm.
said, it's a freedom soup and it's a tradition here that
Yes,
many of
yes.
us celebrate together. Miss Globe Girl says, Sock say everyone. Thank you. Another sister out of Miami. Glad you're watching. Thank you, Sis Rose, who I happen to know. Haitian in
Hmm.
the house says, Good
Ah,
evening. South
hi,
Florida Realty in
Rose.
the building. And congratulations. She just passed her broker's test.
Good,
Oh, girl,
good.
talk about Haitian in business. Yes. A lot of
Yes.
my sisters who are Haitian American are very entrepreneurial. Even if they have a job, they hustle it. That's that
Yes.
immigrant mindset. And I think there's a
Hmm.
lot to be said because there's so much adjustments that Haitians have to make from the system they're coming from to the US system. And we're going to talk a little bit about that because overcoming a lot of those challenges is big down here, and we can't take it for
For
granted.
granted.
Yanle says, Nabule, what's up? That's another greeting that's very common down here, you guys. It's in Creole. It's like sak passe means what's up, and na boule.
Nabule.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Nothing much. So you see that
Well,
greeting, that call response. Anytime you have a lot of Haitians, sak passe, na boule is very common. And welcome. Thank you so much. Black Lexicon says this will be good to hear. My Army Basic Training platoon sergeant was Haitian. Awesome. He was a great
mhm,
man to me.
mhm.
Fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for leaving your comments. Thank you, RM. One of my moderators is here. She says, hello, hit the like button. Tell us where you're watching from. Yes, we have a lot to talk about. Ilgiri was his last name. Okay, thank
Mhm,
you. Yes, that sounds French and therefore influenced by French culture on the island. Miramar in the building. Thank you, Rose. I
mhm.
want to hear about, let's see, I want to hear the truth to dispel the propaganda. Yes, this is huge
Mhm.
for me. My friends who have shown me pictures of like where they vacation in Haiti and what they do when they get there. I'm like, how come
Mhm.
you never see these beautiful beaches and
Mhm.
these guest houses and all this other stuff? Mountains and oh my goodness, just beautiful terrain throughout
Yes.
the countryside. But you never see that on the news. You only
And
see the. Go ahead.
not only beautiful but also fertile. Um, it's just so funny, and people who are here will tell you that when we talk about the subjumo, sometimes you will find out that people they'll travel to Haiti in December and they're bringing back a jumo, and I'm thinking, so what about the jumo that we have here?
You
It's
you
just
don't
like
know
a
that we make it
squash.
here, so
Well, it's just that to them there is something about the jumu
special. I
coming
hear
from
that.
Haiti because they think that soil is so fertile that it's gonna just
Ah.
bring something that just to feed your bones, your soul, your
Yeah,
heart.
no,
You know?
it's beautiful. Like when my friend makes it, a shout out to Swa. I am always like, girl, she stayed, like I said, in Cali, so I didn't get none this year, but she owed me some Suju Moon. And yeah, the soil, the food. There's so much we can start with. Hold on. Let me before I get carried away. So let's talk about how Haitians even got here. Black Lexicon says one thing I know about history of Haiti is one was once the world leader in sugarcane
Yes.
production.
Hmm.
But that was, listen, a lot was militarily disrupted in Haiti, even now, even the last 10
Yes.
years.
Yes.
So we could get into some of the geopolitics. Y'all ready? The media will definitely scare you away from Haiti. Tisk, tisk. That's what Western media believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. This is true, sis. There's a lot of, I think, again, I don't want to say bias, let's say is the best way to put it, towards Haiti and the narrative that our mainstream media is comfortable
Mm-hmm.
with regards to Haiti. So we're going to cover that. Thank you for bringing that perspective. So our topic tonight, guys, Haiti and the Haitian diaspora. I'm here with my special guest DJ, who serves as vice president here in South Florida of the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. So there are many places we can start, DJ. Let's just talk about what caused Haitians to start coming to the Americas. And again, there's a long history of that. So I'm going to start
Yes.
with maybe 30 years to 40 years ago. What brought this mass or slow but massive migration of Haitians here to the U.S.?
First, I'm going to give a shout out to a friend of mine, Linda Hamburger, who usually bring me to Nova University for her class where I need to talk about marketing and Haiti. And
Ah,
somehow I feel that it's because Haitians are not marketing what they have the proper way. That's the reason why we end up here. My dad, who's 70 now, 70 and 70-ish, used to tell me that back in the days when children, I would say young man or woman, would leave the country, everybody from the family will go to the airport and be crying because they feel like they were losing a son of Haiti. Can you imagine? That was less than 40 years ago because they felt as though everything that they have good should stay in Haiti. You know, if I have my
mm,
child and my child is going to school, and I hear so many stories where they were saying, well, we're not sending our kids to America or to North America as a general rule for them to just become slaves. And I think those people were foreseeing that, you know, somehow you could be here and be a slave. I would call it a modern slave. And to me, there's several things that happened. I think with the Cold War ending,
mm.
the Duvalier dictatorship ending, and as somebody who does business and I help people with business planning, I would say that we were not ready to deal with that shift, with the change of we no longer being oppressed or we no longer part or being a country
Occupied,
under that.
colonized, whatever word
Yes.
fits. Yeah, I guess.
And not everybody takes it well because they feel as though, well, are you saying that we were not ready to be independent? But it I will take the analogy of your child who's 15 who decide to leave the house. So she might think that she's independent, but the road ahead is going to be harder. And somehow they too proud to come back because that person cannot be independent because they depend on on somebody feeding them. So when
Absolutely.
we
There's
look
a
at
vacuum. People don't
there's a
realize this happened to many countries in Africa, all over,
yes.
when the colonial so-called power
Mhm.
came in and ravaged, took all the natural resources and ran the governments and controlled everything and then just left.
Yeah.
What do you have in terms of institutions that can sustain and be
Mhm.
built upon? But yes, your point is well taken.
Yeah. And I want to do a full disclaimer. I am not a lawyer, but I'll just tell you what's in my heart. So, with the dictatorship ending, with the Cold Wars, where the leadership of Haiti could no longer say, well, you know what, we want to toy with the American, just like Cuba was saying, oh, we could be communist and all this. And then we'll bring Clinton with the rice. So basically, there was the vacuum that you're talking about was the leadership. And we could see it until now because the leadership is not there. Can you imagine today is Monday and we have no parliament in the country? So when we go back a year from the assassination or the death of President Jovenel Moise to having a prime minister slash president who becomes now a prime minister slash president or parliament. So where are the people? Where are the thinkers? Where are the economic elite? Where are the sociologists, the psychologists of this country? What are they doing as a whole? And it pains me to say that we became a bunch of bystanders. Then we have the organization, the nonprofit organization, where all of them were coming down to Haiti and nobody was keeping anybody accountable. So they have both hands. We have a nonprofit organization, we have somebody in the parliament, we have franchise, everything is just going around, but nobody's thinking overall about the country and its children, I should say. I would not be one to tell somebody if you want to earn some money, if you want to do business, if you want to be rich, go ahead and do it. But the community also, your social responsibility is important. And we lack so much of this over and over. And earlier when you said about so many Haitians working with the Biden administration, so my question is always the same to them: do they really know what's going on in Haiti? Are they reporting the facts to the president? Or do they have the power? Or are they engaged enough for them to say, well, this is what's going to work? Are they in contact with people in Haiti who could tell them this is what the reality is? And
Yeah.
I'm going to share something with you. So when people look at Haiti, oftentimes they said, oh my God, this is a country of chaos. And I probably lost a lot of my Jamaican friend who said, well, Haiti cannot control itself. Okay, they're unruly. But we want to look at something that is very simple. We talk about Haiti and we talk about security. So does Haiti, and I invite the public to ask themselves this question: does Haiti have a security problem, or does Haiti have a social problem?
Mm.
So since the government of Rene Preval, I've been asking myself, when are they gonna have that civil war? Because you could see the disconnect, the division that was within this community, and everybody was just fleeing, leaving the country. But leaving the country for what? We look at somebody who's living in Haiti, where you were saying that we were so big with the sugarcane industry. We'll leave Haiti to go to the Dominican Republic to do something that we could have done at home. We leave Haiti nowadays to does the bate, and everybody wants to talk about it, and they talk and they talk and they talk, but the leadership needs to bring me action. So we always have what they call the reflection nights, where people just want to sit and talk about an issue. Are you bringing in a solution? Are you proposing a solution? Right now, we have Haitians leaving Haiti, going to Mexico, going to Chile, going to
I
Brazil
was
to come
surprised
to
to
the
find
United
there's
States.
Haitian pockets in Colombia and all over
Yes.
South and Central America. Yeah.
And all this is economics. So somebody is making money telling those people to use that route. Why? Because before Haiti became well, when they look at the security issues, a country that is so insecure, we look at Mexico. Mexico is the same. So why would you leave a country where they're kidnapping people to go to another country where they're
Where they
still kidnapping
kidnapping you.
people? And then look at another country, which is Brazil, where I heard that when they kidnap you, they send you to the Amazonia and they tell your family, bring me $1 million in 2 years, not knowing if they're ever
Lord,
gonna see you. So if
Lord.
you choose to do that route to come where to come to America. And sometimes I want to question the diaspora about their involvement, their accountability with what's going on here. And I'm just going to speak from the heart. And I know I'm going to lose a lot of members and I
Uh-oh.
probably will lose a lot of friends.
Speak the truth, Liz. Let's
But
go, DJ.
the truth shall set me free.
Yeah.
We have the back in the days in the 70s, the diaspora who was traveling to come here, and maybe some of them were more educated, and the reason why they were coming, it was because they were fleeing the dictatorship. But now the people who are leaving the country are leaving also a vacuum, because when all of us decide to go to other countries, and I'm gonna later share the migration map to say, okay, well, so many went to the United States, so many went to Canada, so many went to France, to Africa. So what are we leaving in Haiti? Okay, so
Yeah.
if anybody has a little money and they leave the country, so they're leaving the people who do not have any money. So the people who probably don't have the means to live are probably more apt to corruption,
Yeah.
um,
Less
not
educated, less
less
skilled.
educated, and
Yeah.
not as creative. And
We
from
call we call
there,
this from the Jamaican diaspora the brain drain, and all over Africa, all over the Caribbean, all over Central and South America. If your best and brightest want
mhm,
to get to America,
mhm.
who is left to run the country? Who is left to rebuild the institutions? It's a similar problem happening in many countries. I can
And
relate
many,
as you're
yes.
speaking
Mhm.
here. Yeah.
And one of the things that we need to understand also about the passion of Haitians is the fact that they think they're only one having a problem. Which means that if my mother wakes up in the morning and she starts listening to Haitian radio, and throughout the whole day, all they hear is bad news and bad news, but they're not realizing that the same thing is happening in Jamaica, same thing is
Yes.
happening in
All
France, same thing
over.
is happening in
Yeah.
China. So we were not prepared to deal with that shift. Thus, we always sitting here more frustrated about what's happening than trying to bring about a problem, a solution to the problem.
Yeah.
And I want to be very humble when
Hmm.
I talk to my people from the diaspora. So they left here because understand that the person who left Haiti and took a boat to come here, and I will tell you shamefully also that most Haitians don't know how to swim. Myself also, so you pay $3,000, $5,000 to get on a boat to come here.
Risk
The
your life.
shark could
Yeah.
eat you alive, and you
Yes.
bring along a child. And
Yes.
when you come to the United States, you see things that are, I would say, quote unquote, working. And what's working? You're able to go to school. Able to go to a supermarket. You're able to get a job. And then I'm gonna bring it back to the chamber. What about uh, economic stability and economic mobility? How better off are you? So while you're here with your child, you just came in, you spend years trying to get your green card.
Yeah.
But understand that the reason why we are entrepreneur while we have a job is because we also have to take care of the people back in Haiti as well. So our family is never a four-person family. And when we fill out the income tax, we should actually say how many people that we actually taking care of, which
Yeah.
probably was like 20. But unfortunately,
Listen, to send the money back to the island is a real thing, bro.
it's a real thing.
It's
And
like Western. We should have opened a Western Union
let
because
me tell
that remittances, as we talk about, to Mexico, to Haiti,
you.
to Jamaica, lots of
Mhm.
people do what you're talking about, which is supporting family back home. So you're not really, you can't step forward because you're not just. And again, Black diaspora period. We are the cultures of the diaspora are expected to take care of our own.
That's
When
right.
it comes to mainstream, or I should say white families, they're not looked at to go help grandma
No.
put people in school. I have aunts right now supporting
Mhm.
baby cousins who are in school
Mhm.
enrolled in Jamaica that pay their school fee, buy their uniform, pay their tuition because the people down there
The
are,
wedding, the
yes,
funeral, it's still your
are
responsibility.
subsistence living. They're farming, they're doing other
Mhm.
things, but they're not able to really sustain themselves. So they can get the bare minimal out of life, but you were expected to give a gift. Christmas just came, baby. They calling like, what's
That's right. What are you doing for me?
I had to
I mean,
dodge
you've been.
a few calls. I'm like, wait. I just saw y'all. I went to a funeral. I just saw y'all. So you just got something in November. But yeah, so this whole idea of what is yours is only for you, that's not
Mhm.
really
Yeah,
an
it's on
African
the
diaspora,
for
a
us. Yeah.
Black diaspora concept. We
Mhm.
often are called upon more than other ethnicities and races to go back and help
Oh,
and to
yeah.
take care of, even once you quote have made it. I know it, they think that America made of streets of gold, but it's some hard work over here. It's a
And the
heavy
trees
grind.
of money.
So yes, we have to work even harder to send it back. So you're not really, your
Yes.
point is well taken. Let me read a couple of the reactions in the comments. Thanks everybody for watching. Hit the like button. This is what she's talking about. She's talking about security. I hear what you're saying, Parnell, saying sadly a lot of the gangs are running Haiti, no security presence. We've seen the news stories in the capital that there is like I don't know, martial law or situations where it's
Mhm.
unsafe for people just to live, and you cannot have an economy if people are afraid to do business or leave their house or just walk their streets. So yes, I think sometimes you think you get a better security, which I say opportunity or experience in the United States. But again, are you really getting ahead because the economics in terms of what you're making, where you're working, opportunities? And for example, here we have a lot of people in hospitality. We have a lot of people in restaurant and
Of
things like
course.
that. Those are not high wage jobs. So
Yeah.
yes, you're safer in a sense, but did you make any type of progress and step forward economically speaking? I think is what DJ is bringing up. Thank you. Yes, Miss Globe Girl. Jamaica and I have no business with top boys. Listen, a lot of the similarities. I'm listening and I'm going, yep, that sounds like us too.
Uh,
When it
uh,
comes to that upper middle class minded people leaving and creating a vacuum so that the very poor or struggling are left, and then people who are trying to exploit a lot of
mhm.
that are
Yes.
left. So what do you, where you have no middle class, what does a country look like? Do you want to respond? Hmm.
Yes, I want to say something about security because I brush up on it, and I think that people might not be able to have a sense of what I'm saying when I say we don't have a security problem. The
Hmm.
reason why we don't have a security problem is because we have a social problem. So if Haiti is the gateway for drug trafficking, for armed trafficking, as well as organ trafficking, this is economics. So what you're seeing here, people have killed people all over the world every day.
Mm.
Now, when you see the inhuman ways in which now what we
Mm.
call the gangs are acting. They
Yeah.
are not gangs, they are druggies. They are on drugs. That's the reason why they will take somebody, kill that person, behead that person, put it on camera, cut that person's flesh, and you could see the private part while they cutting them. Just having to kill people and share those images are
Yeah.
only things that
It's like people with
people who
demented
are.
minds. So it's not normal people. It's not like an everyday person walking. There's other things that they're. And again, why do people take drugs? Well, if you're despondent and you don't see yourself having a future, you want that girl, but you can't make money to take care of yourself or take care of a family, other things. Your social, I hear what you're saying. Like social ills beget more social ills. So then you're kind of in this spiral.
And to the point that sometimes I'm asking myself if they're not, and I, when I say they, I don't want to just go with the they because nobody knows they. But you think about it, if Haiti has no malpractice law, and then they, did I say they again?
No, that's
And
okay.
then it's being used for
Sorry.
experimental drugs,
Mm.
just food for thought.
Mm, yeah, there we need
It's economics because
governance and institutions. I think sometimes we get carried away with our institutions here in the United States. Sometimes we feel like we're overly regulated, but thank God you can call a FDA. Thank God you can call it environmental protection.
people
Thank
are
God
still
you can
afraid to
call
do
it
that.
child protective
Mhm.
services.
Yeah.
Thank God you can call any of these institutions here that we
Mhm.
take for granted. And we might say again, it might be too much government in a way, but imagine a sense again having no what should I say, civic institutions that you can call and know that someone's going to show up or that somehow government supports, your safety or your well-being or your economics in a very real way. I understand what you're saying.
And I want to add something else when it comes to security. So back in the days, maybe 40, 50 years ago, I'm going to teach you a word that you probably would like and they would connect with. It's called amwe. Amwe means help or secours in French. So
Mhm.
back in the days, let's say I live in a neighborhood and a thief or anybody walks into my house and all I have to say is amwe. And people in the neighborhood will come for help. From
Mm.
there, you would call the police, although I still feel like we need to have more police, more army presence, but Haitians in Haiti. And then from there, we go whether to the justice system or whatever. Now, nobody knows the word Umway. So
Oh,
security starts from the nucleus, from your
yeah,
home,
that community base.
the
Yep,
community,
understood.
and then it goes to the police and having the institution work to enforce it. Because I remember going to the carnival and people were peeing on the police and then the police were beating them up. And I was saying, well, those police officers have not been paid for 13 months
Right.
when
And
you know
anything
about
about
all this
training,
money.
anything about, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So all this money is coming through. So the institution, the leadership, if they're not putting in place some villages for police officers, some stipend for police officers' kids, 13 months without getting paid. You still have to
Mm,
stick with that uniform and quote unquote do your job. So of
yeah.
course these people are, well, not all of them, but some of them will stray and just
Yeah,
do.
no, this is called governance. People need institutions no matter what. I did while I was in law school, I did a study abroad in Jamaica for USAID, and I saw like how money is utilized is so
Mhm.
important. Not only does you just don't give money to the government, they have to have the mechanisms, the institution, like I say, these organizations that function in a way to actually reach the people on the ground that need the help in an effective way, whether that's through the church, whether that's through, like I said, government or
Mhm.
other civic organizations. Sometimes, again, we're piling money into almost like a black hole or into pockets. So
Yes.
it's not necessarily reaching the people. Good evening, Miss Monique Pierre in the building. Good to see you. Miss Globe Girl, good question says, should other Caribbean islands step up and lend a helping hand to Haiti? Now, I know there's a lot of Haitians also in
Mhm.
Jamaica too.
Yes,
Haitians,
there
Haitians are
are.
everywhere. So what do you?
There's Haitian everywhere. There's Haitian in
Yes.
Jamaica, in Cuba. I mean, you go somewhere, you're gonna find a Haitian.
Yes, I'm like, they have a Jamaican accent, but I'm like, I know you Haitian. What do you think? Is there economics within maybe organizations like CARICOM, the Caribbean, what should I say, almost like how we have NAFTA? There are trade
Yes.
organizations and things within the Caribbean, among Caribbean states and such. Is there more that the Caribbean nations could be doing or should be doing for Haiti?
Well, what sometimes people call the international conspiracy might not be a conspiracy, but basically, I would invite Haitians to look at themselves and to understand what their leadership should be. So
Mm.
now, let's say I'm not eating today. So I don't have food for today. So I call Miss Suzette and I'm reaching out for you to help me. What help do I actually need? Do I need a job? How do I formulate my needs? So, and the leadership is the one who's supposed to be able to do that. Do I tell you, well, Miss Suzette, I've never been to school and I think I should just go get some training so I could get the proper job to sustain my lifestyle. Can you feed me for 5 days while I'm going for that training? Now, if I call you and I said, well, Miss Suzette, I am hungry, I'm desperate, and I need food. How do you actually help me? Because even you as a stranger, you're thinking I need food, so this is a priority. But would you feel comfortable telling me, well, DJ, you understand the reason why you're not able to feed yourself today? It's because all the time when you were younger, you never wanted to go to school, you never have a trade, you don't want to do business, you're lazy, you don't want to get up early in the morning. I mean, not that I'm saying that for the Haitian, I'm just doing the analogy, meaning
In
that
general,
you
yes, yes, yes.
giving the help. So I feel as though the international community doesn't even know how to give the help to Haiti. They don't even know where to start giving the help. It's
Yeah.
the same when somebody tells me, I want to open a restaurant. And I said, well, that's a great idea. And I want to serve Haitian food because it's great. Yes. Are you a cook? Well, my mother said I'm a great cook. Well, what do I tell you about your mother? Because then you'll be like, I think she's insulting my mother. I don't care about your mother. Have you gone to school? Were you trained in Haiti? Now, if you were trained in Haiti, maybe I'll be able to just do a matching, for your training here. Do you know anything about business? Who else is going to help you? Because you're not going to be able to stand up every day and cook when you're 50. You understand what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
being able to ask those questions. So I don't think the international community has ever sat down and spoke to the proper people.
You got
And
to
when I say
research
the
too.
proper people,
That's
who,
really what my job was. I had to go, I'm talking about, into some hoods in Jamaica
yes,
and find out what organizations were doing, make a report of
something,
what they were doing already. Could those be
mhm,
strengthened, or
yeah,
did we have to come in and build out based on the observational? We stayed for 2 months, observational needs of the community, and a
yes,
lot of work goes into, where international funds are supposed to go, or at least
hmm,
in theory, a
yeah.
lot of work should go in on the
Yes, yes,
front side.
yes.
But sometimes, Wyclef Jean and others have found out it's not easy
It's
to
uneasy.
get money and then know what to do with it so that it actually is helpful. So,
Because the problem often is because who you see as the leader might not be a leader, because we have enough of those self-proclaimed leaders.
oh
Because
my
when you
goodness.
go down on the ground, boots on ground, and you know exactly who's doing the job, so you know to give that money. Sometimes the person who's doing the job cannot even express what they're doing. You don't have a
Yeah.
business plan. So the
Yeah.
leaders that our so-called
Or you
leaders
have the
have
hustlers
failed.
on top of that that call themselves the leaders.
Leaders, yes. They're always shouting and saying, oh, I want to be a leader. I want to
Oh
be
no,
a
I'll
leader.
I'll take care of it. I had a friend who opened a construction company in Haiti, and he said, not my words. He was like, "You can't trust them Zoes. I sent so much money down there, and people who are desperate, you can't really blame them.
Mhm.
Take the money, go do other things, build their houses, build other stuff instead of
I've
construction
heard
projects."
people say that they pay 3 times the amount that they think a house should cost to build in Haiti. But you think about it, if you're not in the country, you're not going there every
Trusting
month, you're
them.
not even going with a firm that you actually could go talk to. So
No.
you're an
One
enabler.
brick for you, ma'am. One brick for me. One brick
Yeah.
for you. One brick. But can you blame
I was like,
them?
you're feeding a baby,
Listen,
you know?
I've seen the most what should I say, good-hearted efforts go awry in many countries. People
Yes.
I know who have invested overseas. That's why you got to know what you're doing, and you got to really know what you're doing on the ground. And you can do good business in Haiti. We're not saying that you can't. We're just saying you got to know who you're dealing with,
Yeah.
because a lot of people kind of project themselves as being the leader or the people who are, you know, uh, knowledgeable or have the inroads with the community, and they are only there only to capitalize. And that's in any economy. We have that in the United States too. So you got to know
As
what you're
well.
doing.
As well.
I'm having a conversation with,
Accountability.
yes, go ahead. Like it's real. And I thank you guys for watching. Rock Stone says, respect Suzette for your display of unity. Of course, Haitian Americans could produce a TV show like Queen. Listen, there's so much good movies. I'm into African movies and Caribbean movies too that talk about just the journey of everyday people. It's
Yes.
so compelling. I agree. Like a Ozark or Queen Sugar to show the humanity and
Hmm.
strength beyond atrocities. 100%. Is there
Yes.
enough of that type of art um that's out there?
Um, Not enough. I remember a friend of mine who works for Channel 10 asked me if I could get him pictures, nice pictures of Haiti. Because accountability, when I talk about accountability, if we had leadership in Haiti, the accountability that they should require from the nonprofit organization should be their top priority.
Yeah.
Because it's unbelievable how everything is just so loose. If we were
We
to
need
take
institutions.
Haiti and cut it in three, the
Mhm.
northern side, the middle side, and then the south, and we were to say to those three friendly
Mhm.
big countries,
Yeah.
United States, Canada, and France,
Yeah.
and tell like you could bring your nonprofit organization, and this is what we want. We want water, we want latrines, because you cannot tell me that you're raising $4 million a month for your nonprofit organization. I could share with you a project for latrine, public latrine. We only have so many communes,
Right.
and then it costs only $1,000. So what is it that you do with that four
Who is
million
getting the
dollars?
money? Yeah, there's so many
Is it
stories of
because
that.
you go on vacation with your children and you eat fresh
Or you're
omar?
buying properties up there in Canada and,
You
and,
know?
and going on vacation. We've had seen the Canadian government
Yeah.
stop or freeze assets of
Yes.
some high level, we'll call them business people out of
Yeah.
Haiti who seem to have links
Hmm.
to feeding the frenzy because somebody gonna eat. This is the thing, when there's chaos, when there's not rule of law and order and governmental institutions, somebody is exploiting this is opportunity, which is sad because then the majority of the Haitian people suffer,
Suffer. Hmm.
and there's just this vacuum. And again, the really rich, I don't want to sound conspiratorial, but like a lot of elites. It
Yes.
happens in many countries. I'm not saying I know exactly who and what in Haiti, but
And they'll
I've
never
heard.
leave the country. And they'll never leave the country. I remember
No,
in
they eat for
2004,
decades and for
yes,
generations off of
you know,
chaos.
they would just ride that storm. So really, because if the gangs are out there killing everybody, everybody should leave.
Yeah.
Certain people would never
And
leave.
certain people cannot.
Yes, certain people who have the capability of leaving, they would never leave. I remember in 2004, under the transition government, where they were able to bring down the U.S. value of the Haitian wood. There are so many prominent economists, Haitians, when they come overseas, and they're brilliant. Haiti is too small for us
Yeah.
as a people.
Yeah.
For anybody who says that I'm educated, I could do this, I'm a business owner, can I just do a little to make a difference in those people's life?
Yeah. Yeah. There's
It,
so
it, it
many.
is not that hard. It is
Yeah.
not that hard. And I'm not running for president.
No, you DJ for
I'm
president.
just
Yeah.
the vice president of the
No, because
chamber.
it's beautiful to understand it because I think sometimes the context helps people understand like it's not all bad, but
Mhm.
there's definitely people who maybe are exploiting a bad situation. And there's a lot of good, hardworking, ambitious, want a good life for themselves and their family people. But again, when you lack what should I say, structured
Structured direction.
institutions that work and are not corrupt and hands on the table and wash that hand and you get this license, or I know a person at the port that can clear your stuff that you don't have to pay the tax on. We got it in Jamaica too, girl. All this stuff, the
Mhm.
government never collects all the tax that is supposed to be collected to fix roads, to do what you're just talking about, making
The
water
school.
systems work and things like that. And so you have people who are desperate and who are still trying to just live. So it's a very, very kind of like weird cauldron of circumstances that are contributing to why we don't see a thriving Haiti as the way we should.
And I would invite people. I have a friend of mine, his name is Amos Sincere. Despite the chaos that is displayed in the media, you know that he's still promoting tourists, the local tourism, and they're able to just go out. And as I said about security, if we have 14 people in a car, people are traveling together, and you mind your roads because
Yeah.
everybody knows where everybody is.
Yeah. You
You
just got to
know,
be smart.
and if I want to take the comparison, and then people, when I tell people I want to go to Haiti right now and have a good time, and they're like, "Oh, would you have a good time in Haiti?" I said, "Well, if I go inside my house, wherever that is, and I just stay there and I eat and I enjoy my family, it's fine." I said, "Well, you walk in the United States, you go into a school, somebody's disgruntled because they
Yeah.
just fired him, and then he shoots you."
And you exactly. No,
And
I think
I
security is
have
relative. I hear you.
yes, it's
Mm.
relative. And I have an anecdote. I have my sister's friend who lived in Haiti for two pays lock. Because a pays lock is when they have a lockdown in the country. And he was so stressed over this because he couldn't go out. And he decided to come to the United States for a vacation because he could afford it and because he has his visa. So as he's walking down on a Walmart, so he fell, hit his head, and died. So can you imagine him
Listen.
surviving two pays locks and then coming here and falling and dying?
You make it.
We
I don't
as
mean
a
to laugh. You
people,
survive Haitian lockdown, only to come to the United States, slip and fall and bust your head, and that's the craziest thing. So yeah, everything is relative, and I think it's the same thing as in Jamaica. There's certain places I'm not gonna go. There's certain places I'm not
yes,
gonna go at
and
night.
yeah.
Certain places where I look American, and if I'm not going with a cousin or someone who knows the people or knows I'm like with this person, the same
Hmm.
type of thing. There are still tours going on. I've seen
Yes.
people going to the North Coast and other places and
La Baguette.
staying and eating
Mhm.
some beautiful,
Oh,
lovely Haitian food,
lobsters,
lobster on the beach,
grilled
fun
lobsters.
looking. I said, wait a minute, so where is this? Why we don't see this? And so, yeah, that's very popular, especially from down here in South Florida. Large groups going to Haiti together and enjoying its natural beauty, but no one really
Yes.
in the mainstream is going to pick that up. It's always, again, these larger kind of overarching political chaos stories. Like you're like, oh, here goes Haiti again. I'm like, if I hear one more from the earthquake to, I'm like, can Haiti take nothing else? Haiti can't take nothing else.
They
So it can
reported
get so
they reported
down.
2,000 earthquake
Hmm.
last year in Haiti. But you know what? The
There were
media didn't talk
2,000
about there
earthquakes
were
in Haiti last
2,000
year.
earthquake in Haiti last year alone. Different level. So everybody felt it. So I'm not trying to make it sound basic, but
Right.
we need to understand that part of being successful in life is when you fall down 7 times, you get up 8 times. So if we're
100%.
gonna call ourselves resilient,
Yeah.
we need to have a plan and move forward.
Yeah.
Not sit and complain about how we think it's a conspiracy. Let's say it's a conspiracy. As a Christian, I know God is bigger than the conspiracy.
Exactly.
And
And like I
I,
said, there's so much resilience even in spite of us. So I hear you, and the suggestion about telling more Haitian stories I agree with, because there are so many people, the people I know here in Miami, you
mm-hmm.
got Haitians with money, you got Haitians who are middle class, you got Haitians that are working class. It's a broad, it's not a monolith. So all the
Yes.
people and depictions of people that look desperately hungry and running from violence, that's only one little piece of, that
Mm-hmm.
day, that time, that moment captured, and now it becomes the international narrative of,
Yeah.
wow, there goes Haiti again. No,
Mm-hmm.
you have people who actually do business there. You have no people who travel back and forth.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like I say, you have things from tour and tourism still going on even
Yes.
now.
So big in Haiti.
So you gotta, things are relative, and it's not the whole country is taken over. It's like, okay, Port-au-Prince is a very big city, of course. So you have sections of that city oftentimes that are affected by these kind of, unruly
Mm-hmm.
situations. But it's very, very, there's so much good to Haiti. I wish I had video and stuff to show. So let's talk a little bit more
Yes.
about Haitians in America, because I see this question and again, Miss
Ah.
Globe Girl. I think this could go crazy. At what point did the breakdown of the current crisis start, girl? Can we go back to colonialism? 'Cause
Yes. That
I,
if we're thinking about the mental slavery, it probably
yeah,
will go back from back in those days because
1800s and way before. And I also think when Haiti became independent, I did not realize part of their independence is where they had to pay off
of
the French for
that
their
leadership. Yeah.
so-called lost revenue
Mm-hmm.
from the owner, quote unquote owner you stole, but owner of the
Mm-hmm.
lands, and they had to pay back the French for 100 years.
Can,
So
can you imagine? It's almost like a malpractice. It's like you come in here and you're making a lot of noise, and I said, "Well, you know what, Mrs. Z, because of you, I cannot be rich and make my show. You owe me." So that's
Yes.
basically what they've
So
done
I
to
was gonna get the
us.
resources and I was gonna use slave labor, but since I can't, you have to pay me
You
back
have
for
to pay me back.
resources I initially stole. But now I can't make the sugar money and the coffee money and the this now. So you have to pay back these owners of lands
Mhm.
and revenues lost in perpetuity. So I
Yes.
didn't realize Haiti was paying the French government back
Bad
money
leadership. Bad leadership.
for years. I think they just stopped in the 19, I want to say it ended, maybe I could get it wrong, maybe 47 or
47. Yes.
yeah,
Late.
it was right around there. And I thought
Hmm.
to myself, no wonder y'all raped the whole excuse me, grape, I can't say that on YouTube. You took all the resources and now it's like, oh wait, this country has never caught up. Let's
But
blame the
but
country.
but you know what's ironic is the fact that so we built the Citadel, which is the eighth wonder of the world.
Yeah.
So in
And I've
case the
always wanted
French
to see
comes
the Haitian
back,
citadel.
oh, you
Yes.
should actually go there.
I want to see it
And
one
I
day.
think it's another place where they could really push tourism because people go down there. They want to have the dîner en blanc. They want to have the weddings. You know, it's just
Ah,
a beautiful thing.
my
So
goodness.
can you imagine? You have this big fort. You have the Citadel. You said, well, if they come back, we're gonna be ready for them. But yet they say, well, why don't you give us money? And we're like, okay, we'll give you money. So there's a
So you have
disconnect
the
there.
Haitian citadel, this big fort. It is
Mhm.
a landmark. She said an eighth wonder of the
Landmark.
world. It's on my
Yes,
bucket list to go to Haiti and see the citadel.
you should. You should.
And you have people who are saying, "Wait, we built that, so you got to pay us for it."
I'll still pay.
And
So it's in the mind.
it's
It's in
like,
the mind.
what?
Yeah, it is
Like,
in the mind.
this is the reparations. We gonna use it for tourism. What are you talking about? Like, it's a strange kind of back and forth. Say, I see you, Shernan. I see you, Great Pill. What's up, Doug? Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Appreciate you. Hit the like button. Great Pill. Thank you again, everybody who's here and interested in this kind of topic. The diaspora is in the building. Yes. Thank you so much to DJ lending her expertise and knowledge. So we kind of get the ground foundational kind of understanding of like, okay, so you have a country, immense resources, but no, like I say, infrastructure when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
real governance, especially after the Duvalier years. This is, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about the 70s and the 80s.
80s.
You know, you have Papa Doc, Baby Doc. Those, you guys are gonna have to Google it. We got to give you the short version tonight. They have like an iron fist. They
Yes.
are running people out of the country because they want to maintain control. You basically have, what do you call this, a dictator.
Yes. And,
And go ahead, tell me the history because I'm giving
and
a
and
number.
and you know what's very ironic is, as in the 70s where we were so frustrated and we wanted to get rid of Duvalier, and then now 50 years later you find people telling you, oh my god, the dictatorship was
Was
better than
better.
what we have now. So it's like it's like you're validating something that you know is bad,
It's
you
so
know
bad now that you would
but it's so bad
prefer
now that
to
you
get
would
them
prefer
fixed.
that. But here's the thing that I'm going to share with people, especially the younger people. We have something in French as we say, il n'y a pas de génération spontanée. It's one generation that brings another generation. Yes, they were frustrated because they didn't have a good vacuum and good leadership. It brought this. It's not that the dictatorship was better. It's just that the transition from the dictatorship
There
to
was a
what we call democracy, because it's as if and I think those similarities or sometimes those differences. If you say that the country has 80% of people they don't know how to read or write, but yet when beeper came, everybody has a
everybody
cell
can
phone.
text.
A shoe shine has two cell phones. A maid in Haiti. So please tell me, are
Yeah,
we not willing to invest in educating
right.
or moving those people mentally and socially to
Right.
be able to make right decision? We could
Mm.
talk about voting, and you were telling me about what about the Haitians who are here in the United States? They all want to aspire to become commissioners, they want to be a state representative. They want to do this. But as a whole, do you feel, I'm talking to the audience now, that those people know exactly what Haiti needs? Because those people left Haiti and they heard a story. The narrative that they're hearing is from their mom with her mind,
Yeah,
her reality, complaining about something.
yeah. Or
So,
grandma or
or
whoever was
grandma,
the last
you know,
person got there. Yeah,
all the people on the radio.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you've never been in Haiti, you've never experienced Haiti. All you know is you hear that it's bad out there and
But
people are hungry, and you just keep on sending food. Well, when you send food, and even during the earthquake, and I had a big discussion with somebody, why don't you teach those people to have their own food?
Mm.
Because you sending them food, you sending them canned food from the army. I mean, I don't eat that, and I've been in the United States for over 30 years.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
culturally, what are you forcing them to eat something that they're not accustomed to? And then guess what? We have the hurricane. So we are
Yeah,
located in the ci-
and natural disasters. Yep.
in the and
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna happen every year. Every year we're gonna have an earthquake. Every year we're gonna have a hurricane, and
Yeah.
every year
Many
people
people
are
don't know
getting hot.
Haiti sits on fault lines. As I'm talking to you,
Yes,
I'm thinking about where that tectonic plate sits. Haiti sits on it.
yes,
Jamaica sits on it too.
true.
So we had a huge earthquake, the very I don't know what year it was, but the Port Royal earthquake that swallowed an entire city
Right, city.
on the coast of Jamaica is underwater to this day. Shout out to Captain Morgan and everybody else who came through Port Royal. They said it was so evil and wicked and sinful. God swallowed it up into the ocean. Is how I was taught about that. But yeah, so you can't avoid certain things. But I really want to drill down on what you say, the mentality and what
Mhm.
people think they know about Haiti or think Haiti needs versus what Haiti should which I say self-determination by
Yes.
Haitians. I feel
Mhm.
like this has been a constant pattern of outsiders telling Haiti what to do. Oh, we're going to build, President Clinton, rice farms. Well, sir,
Mhm.
if you have people leave their jobs and now everybody wants American money and go plant rice, now you don't have an economy built with, diversity in
That's
terms
right.
of skill set. So you have people who are trained in plumbing or air conditioning or HVAC or whatever, and now everybody want to go plant rice because the U.S. money running, and we need to we need to feed
That
families.
was a bad move. That
That
was
was
a
there were
real
so
bad
many
move.
stories, guys. I can just kind of summarize them here now of different international projects that are
Let,
supposed to serve Haitians in Haiti, but end up
we
backfiring
missed it.
and creating
Yes.
a worse condition.
And I want to share that even right now with what's happening with the gangs. So now let's say people from Cape Haitian or people from the Northeast, they wanted to have food and bring it to Port-au-Prince. Now there's the gang. You know what they end up doing? They took that food, and they went to sell it to Turk and Caicos, where maybe they have a better economy, and they sold it a little more money than what they were selling it to the Haitian in Port-au-Prince. So now, even if we get rid of the gang, what do you think this business owner is gonna do? They don't care about selling to Port-au-Prince because
No.
they already have
Now
a
they're trying to
market.
survive. Again, it makes business make sense. If I can get a higher price for my product to the next neighboring island, Turks and Caicos, I see you guys here in Port-au-Prince, but hey, I'm gonna sell my rice. I'm gonna
I'm
sell
so
my goods
sorry. You
next
could eat
door.
the American rice.
It's
Have
it's
Clinton
the
send you
American
some
rice
more.
that you don't even own. Listen, there's so many parts of it. So I think when I think about the influences here,
Mhm,
that Haitians have had, so they've come for many reasons.
mhm.
And I think I can't get into the wet foot, dry foot policy as a precursor to the new policy. We're going to touch on what President Biden just announced. Can you talk about that? Because that was a big thing here and I've seen Congresswoman Frederica Wilson talk about it. Others who have stood up against what was a Clinton era policy called wet foot, dry foot,
Mhm. Yes.
meaning, as we talked about this economic kind of like the devolvement or dissolution of the Haitian economy after the Duvaliers were taken out of power in the 70s and 80s, you had like people vying for power and not enough stable institutions to maintain the rule of law. So again, a lot of people left and had aspirations to come to Canada, come to the United
Mhm.
States, go anywhere where they could actually,
Right.
live a decent life and protect their families from all the chaos and things that were resulting in terms of like a bad economy and again poor political and governmental institutions. So nonetheless, you had people who were like DJ talked about. I know people personally who came over on a boat.
Mhm.
And when we say that, if you've ever taken a cruise in the dark of night on the Florida Straits, there are so many times I've been on a cruise ship and I look at how the night sky and the water
Right.
match the color, and I
Mhm.
think, God, there is somebody on a raft right now that is not on a seaworthy vessel that would rather risk their life in the middle of the ocean to get to the United States for freedom and economic stability,
Mhm.
versus staying in a place where again you have no hope because there's again no infrastructure for you to be able to exercise your talents
Yeah.
and earn a living. So when I think about that policy that Clinton instituted, which was for Cubans,
Mm-hmm.
If the Cubans made it to the shore, step foot, dry foot on land, they were given asylum because they were considered political refugees running from Castro, running from communism. But Haitians were given a different categorization and called economic refugees, not political, which again, I've sat in immigration courts. I have friends who have been prosecutors as well as immigration attorneys defending people's rights. Sat in and on, listen, I'm like, God, Lee, this law right here,
How you want to
this
scratch your head?
girl, this don't feel right. How is this fair?
But
And many said that, or a lot of commentators felt like there was a racial component.
well, I don't want to look at it from a racial component. I want to look at it again as a leadership component. Because
Mm,
let me tell you, you cannot be a Republican or a Democrat. If you're an immigrant, you need to have a lobbyist and you need to have an advocate. The advocate foresee what's going to happen. The advocate knows that every so many years it's going to be an earthquake and people are going to migrate, and this is what they do to prepare us being able to welcome those people. Now, if
mm,
you tell me that there's a Haitian business owner now who could receive, let's say the Biden administration had said, I'm going to give 100 people their green card if you could hire them. Are you ready to hire them?
mm.
This is what an advocate does. A
Right.
lobbyist, what he does, he tries to make sure that everything that other countries are suffering to make the Haitian be part of it. And now you see more elected officials leaving their function to become lobbyists. If right now,
Hmm.
and we're gonna make a parallel between the gangs, if right now women in Haiti, and you know how people people in the islands are very sexual. If women in Haiti are being gang rape, not rape, gang rape, it's still part of a drug issues, and I would say that. And
Mm,
this is not endorsed by the chamber. This is Janan speaking.
hmm.
Why don't we have people aligning themselves with other countries where women are being violated and said,
Right.
okay, let's make that a humanitarian issue.
Give me that point again. Let me see if I follow. Say it again, please. And we have to use the word violation on you
Violation.
can't say the R word on sorry on YouTube. You have to say violation.
Okay,
But say give
violation.
me your point again.
So
Make sure I follow.
if we have women that are being
Violated. Hmm.
violated
Hmm.
by multiple person in
Hmm.
Haiti right now,
Hmm.
forget the political, forget the gang, forget anything else.
Hmm. Hmm.
If there are other organizations that are lobbying for women in the Middle East and South America or
Yeah.
here for
Yeah.
women who are being violated,
Yeah.
why don't we just make it an issue also for those Haitian women?
Mm.
Thus, I said we need advocates and we need lobbyists.
Okay. So
You
I
cannot
let me
have
make sure I follow.
friends.
So for example, all of a sudden it became once the Afghan war needed justification. One of the ones you heard,
Hmm.
Laura Bush,
Hmm.
former President Bush's wife, come about is we need to protect girls. We need to educate women. Now you see just what happened just now. The the Taliban locked down education. I'm not laughing, but it's like
Hmm.
we had this whole propaganda of how important it was for us to fight wars over there so that we can protect women and we can protect girls' rights. And Taliban
Hmm.
just in the last couple of weeks said no more education for girls, no more college for you. I don't even think elementary school, like I think up to maybe middle school or eighth grade, they said, and then that's it. Girls are unlocked, cannot continue their education. But again, we were supposed to fight a war for that, but it's happening now and nobody has said nothing.
That's right.
But so you're saying because of that, what should I say, advocacy, um, what should
We
I
need to
call
have an
it,
action plan.
conglomerate or action committee, action
Yes.
conglomerate.
Hmm.
There was more attention paid by the U.S. government because there were people speaking up on its behalf
On behalf.
for the Afghan cause and for the purpose of, listen, we need the money. We need to find a reason that American people can get behind this. So we're going to go to Congress. We're going to lobby. We're going to do whatever so that this becomes front and center. And so you're saying in Haiti or in the context of Haiti, there should be also this kind of lobbying class that climbs, the which I say the political influence ladder, who also creates a narrative where it's not just USAID, whatever, but we are protecting women. That's why we need X, Y, and Z. Okay, I get it. Is that
Because
what?
remember in Congress we had a Republican,
Yeah.
now we have a Democrat. Now I urge the people that are in politics, whether the commissioners, county, city commissioners, for them to understand that there needs to be a plan. They cannot wait every time there's a problem in Haiti for all of them to get together and said, what are we going to do for Haiti? The
Got it.
Cubans, the Jewish, and the Ethiopian have a plan in place for them to help their countries.
I understand. So the
You
political
have to be
will has to
intentional.
be a little bit more, what should I say, pre-planned,
Yes.
so that when the powers that be who are listening come into power and say, okay, you guys helped us win this election, what can we do for you? There's an actual real plan in place.
You
I
could
understand.
pressure. You
Yeah.
could put pressure. You could
And
put
like, oh,
pressure
you don't
and
know what to
make
do?
sure
Here's what you should do. We have the plan,
that's right.
sir.
So
Don't
you
make
could be
excuses.
be
Yeah.
intentional about the result that you want to have. Remember when I asked you for the money to feed me? Do
Yeah.
I want the money every day? Do
Yeah.
I think in my mind culturally that when I ask you, you're gonna give it to me today, or you're gonna give it to me tomorrow? And if tomorrow you stop giving it, I'm gonna call somebody else, because there's
Yes.
always gonna be a sucker who's gonna want to help me
Well,
when I'm not helping myself.
and again, the United States is probably as a strategic partner needs to view that a little bit better, because we're learning the hard way. Biden just had a conference with the African nations maybe a few weeks back, but you know who fills the void when we're not there?
Mm-hmm.
China,
Mm-hmm.
India,
Taiwan.
other people come through and say, y'all need help, we got you. And now you're beholding to, again, other forces that you shouldn't be. Let me get some reaction. Thank you. And we're going to get to how active Haitians are in the U.S. politics, especially in South Florida, in a second. Welcome, guys. Hit the like button. TCO says Haiti and the Dominican Republic are on the same island. Why is there such a huge difference?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy, that's a whole thing. Big up yourself, Kimo. Good to see you, brother. TCO adds the racial component with minorities are to keep them divided by the ruler. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
One of the laws of colonization is to separate and divide, conquer and control. Yes, always make one class
Mm-hmm.
quote better than, and you will be surprised how that class oppressed the lower class to keep their position.
Even in religion.
Oh gosh, this is the oldest trick in the book, and it's been used by colonial, I would say powers, but colonial people, institutions for a century. Yes, make the case for it, says Jordan. Kimo says 12 million Haitians share 1/3 of the island. 12 million Haitians said, of Santo Domingo, and 11 million Dominicans share 2/3 of the better part of the island. Is that true? I didn't know
No,
that.
I don't think it's a better part. I don't think the
Now,
Dominican
don't
has a
take it
better
with that
part.
last part, but the numbers part is it 1/3 to 2/3?
Yes, yes, it is. But
Wow.
the fact of the matter is their dictatorship helped them because it was progressive.
Oh, so the Dominicans had a different form of government that helped.
So the Dominican will, and I'm sorry, I'm not generalizing the case, but you guys need to be very honest with with yourselves. So the Dominican will find $100. So they'll steal $20. I'm talking about the government or whomever. They'll steal $20 and they'll invest $80. Now the Haitians, they will play with $80, and the $20 that is left for our people, they would want to fight over it and want to divide it, and sometimes we don't even get $1 from it.
Okay.
So it's just
So
about
there's a
leadership.
mindset.
Yes. It's a mindset.
So they'll take their piece off the top, but they still gonna do something to better their people, as opposed to all for me, I'm gone.
And maybe because also they want to show off and tell us, like, well, look at you guys, you're not doing anything. Whereas maybe our mentality is more like, well, if the United States is not helping, maybe France will help, maybe Canada will help, somebody will help. So maybe that other $100 will come. And I'm not gonna talk about the Petro-Caribe money, which was, oh my God, a disaster. It's
I mean, Marcus Garvey talked about this. We talked about this self-determination of the African, or like now as we call it, the diaspora. And again, when you are begging or asking for someone else to solve your problems, they control you. And again, you never learn to be self-sufficient, or the people who would normally come up with those solutions now live in France, now live in Canada, now live in the States. So do you have a body politic that can step forward and say,
their wife and husband will be like, what do you want to go back there for? Just why don't we have a peaceful life here and we have to raise the
Yes.
kids? You know,
Guys,
your
we're gonna
kids
go
are
on
more
vacation.
important. And by the time you're 60 and you can't do much, and they tell you, well, if you want to go to Haiti, I'm going to divorce you.
Yeah. So I've seen that. I've seen that for Jamaica. So I can know what you're talking about. Let me see. Listen, Doug says America advocates for as humanitarians for countries that they can use. So it's all about the women's rights and the helping girls and protecting girls from, violation and this, that, when y'all want it to be. But it's not, it doesn't apply across the board. Thank you, Doug. If it doesn't have any type of immediate use, or I guess people cannot collect the spoils.
Yeah.
Business can't go over there and go, "Poops, let's take some money out of this economy. Let's set up factories." And that's what we can talk about, the factories that are there. And again, it takes people out of farming. You try to do something good, but you again have to look at the total landscape. So now everybody's a factory worker. Now, what if the factory shuts down and you don't make any clothes in Haiti anymore because now it's cheaper to go somewhere else? What happens to all those people? And again, the skills that were lost by bringing people out of farming and the countryside to the big city to kind of basically exploit them as cheap labor. Yeah, there's so much more we could talk about, guys. I want to get back into the business landscape here for Haitian Americans. So even though we talk about some of the problems and the origins of some of the problems, I would say the Haitians in Miami and South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, it's been a big come up. Let's go. Like,
You're going to get me in trouble with my own people here.
listen, I don't want to sound bad because I think growing up down here, especially going to like elementary school and middle school here, it was hush hush. I say Jamaicans didn't, the way we have pride and outward pride now, for a long time, people in school tried to blend in. We wanted to be African American. We don't want nobody to know where we're from because people were made fun of. People were picked on.
They still have that.
You call names. I just remember Haitians being called names because one custom, and correct me if I'm wrong, I felt so bad for my Haitian friends. As it's been explained to me now, when you don't have your school uniform in Haiti, you wear dress up clothes, like church clothes to school, which is like a white t-shirt and your church pants tucked in. So if kids in the United States didn't have their uniform or whatever, they would wear their dress up clothes. And my Haitian brothers got picked on so much for wearing their church clothes to school. And again, we didn't understand now as an adult. I was like, oh, it was cultural. That's why Haitians came dressed up to school looking like they were going to church. But again, in the island, that's custom. You dress up with your Sunday best if you don't have the uniform available. So certain things like that were lost in translation. But I remember Haitians used to have a hard time.
They still do.
Still do. In school and discrimination because of the language barrier. Talk about how they were able to overcome so much. What do Haitians face when I was talking about migration and crossing the sea and those policies that are crazy, but still we have a change recently with the Biden administration, and we're going to talk about just how y'all have just made this, what I call significant progress politically, in business. As she's talking about Haitian officials, I can't tell you how many Haitian officials run city of North Miami. Haitians are on the dais of which I say probably Miami Gardens. You have them in the Miami, different cities on the commissions.
On the county, Miami County.
Commission county-wide. In Broward, same thing. Several cities have Haitian Americans. I think there's a city of Coral Springs. I can't, don't get me wrong. I know
Lauderdale.
Lauderdale, Fort Lauderdale. So many Haitians are now on boards. Shout out to the progress. And again, recognizing the political power. Lauderhill, North Lauderdale. I'm trying to think out loud, guys. I know I'm friends with a lot of you. Sorry if I don't call everybody's name, but it's amazing to see in the last 30 years, the progress. Talk about that. How was that able to come to fruition, and what did they have to face to get to where they are now?
I'm gonna say from my perspective, and like I say, it's just mine. I personally think it's a great thing that we have so many people in office, but the effectiveness might not be something that I see. And for many reasons, why I don't see it, I will give a shout out to Alex Desulme, who was the president of NEON, the National Haitian American organization that oversees all the elected officials throughout the United States. And I
Okay.
know they do a lot of things to help. But as I said before, those people have not lived in Haiti. They don't go to Haiti every month like I do. So there's a lot of things that they don't know. There's a lot of realities that they have not lived. And even if they go for 2 days or for two weeks, it's not enough.
So hold
However,
on. Let me. So you take issue with, even though there are a lot of Haitians sitting in, I would call it the halls of power,
mhm.
there are ineffective when it
No, no,
comes
no.
to.
I'm not saying that they're
Tell me
effective.
what you say,
I'm,
because
I'm,
I'm like,
I'm saying that a plan, an effective plan to help Haiti might not be on the table, and I'll explain to you why.
okay,
Because from a culture of when you grew up in Haiti, you feel like only when you're in politics that you could solve things. I have 8 friends running to become president of Haiti, quote unquote. That's not me saying it. What they call a shithole. So then you ask yourself, why would somebody want to be the president of a
so everybody
shithole?
want to be president of this asshole country,
So,
right?
so now it's because, and I will say that in their mind, only when they're in a position of power they could make a
Okay,
difference.
okay.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. How about if we have 10 Haitians on different school boards? The commissioner of the school district or the commissioner of the health district. Maybe it's not a job that you get to meet the president and to show off and everything, but could it be that your being in this position will help you implement something that could help somebody in Haiti?
Okay.
I'm just saying. But then again, when they run for office, they're not running for office here for Haiti, they're running for office to
For,
be
yeah, to
here.
serve in the United States, absolutely.
But you know what? As a cultural thing, all the Haitians in Haiti will know them and call them and try to divert them. It's like, what are you doing for Haiti?
Yeah.
I'm not voting you if you're doing anything for Haiti. We
Isn't
I
that
would I
interesting?
would even share it even now with Sheila Phyllis McCormick. It's on District 20.
Huge.
And
A
it's just becoming
congresswoman
a
that
Haitian
took
thing.
over for Alcee Hastings.
Mhm.
Rest in peace. One of the which I
The
say,
icon. He spent so many
icon
years there.
original servants, right? When folks were getting elected, post, which I say, civil rights,
Mhm.
and got to sit in seats and go to Congress. Sheila Shirtless McCormick is a young Haitian American married business owner who represents one of the largest
Healthcare.
districts, minority predominantly districts, and is in Congress. And she's Haitian American. That's huge. When she got elected,
So now I will get a call and say, DJ, can you speak to Sheila and see what she could do for Haiti?
mm.
DJ, can you speak to Sheila and tell her not to get involved in Haitians business? So now,
Not to get involved. Ooh.
so just to show
But didn't we
you,
say the advocacy is where it's at? So she know where the money is. She's in the halls of Congress.
she could speak to somebody and she could rally up other people who do lobby
Exactly.
or
From her
advocate for.
knowledge. Yeah.
So maybe it's a cultural thing. And I will tell you humbly that one of the things that I feel that the diaspora, especially the radio people who are
Yeah.
always talking about Haiti, Haiti, if they want to do something for my heart before I die, they should try to educate the community as to who does what and when.
Mm.
So somebody is a magistrate, a mayor. They think the mayor could give you your green card. Somebody is a commissioner.
Uh,
They think the commissioner could have a plan to fix an island. No,
no.
please explain, share with the community what a mayor does, what a commissioner does, and not
Yeah.
only here in the United States, also in Haiti. Because
Yeah.
I keep hearing people complaining about like, well, we electing the wrong people. No, you
That's
don't
not
know who
it.
you're electing.
Yeah. So I think that's very interesting. So I there's so many ways that we can go, and I'm gonna pivot a little bit. But as your main point being, I think it is good in terms of, what should I say, perception and visibility and PR for Haiti when you see
Great
dynamic,
elected official.
competent,
Mhm.
and charismatic leaders
Yeah.
that are
Be,
now stepping
be,
into places
be,
here.
because
But
sorry to cut you off,
yes, no, go
somebody
ahead.
would say, well, if we have a Haitian who's running the city of Miami and he's sitting and talking about budget, if the county of Miami Dade it's just a little bigger, a little smaller than Haiti. Why can't he just, he should be able to go to Haiti and fix
No,
Haiti? No, it's a different
this is
culture.
America,
It's a
y'all.
different
This is
dynamics. I mean, he can run it here. He
now we
cannot
could do sister
do it
city
here.
and we could partner and you can do this and that. There are certain things that within the auspices of the mayor or whatever they can do. But yes, so this realization or this education that has so let me preface this to give some context, guys. Haitians in the South Florida area, Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, Palm Beach, listen to radio. That is one of the biggest ways the Haitian community stays connected,
That's
stays in
right.
the know, understands what's going on, both here, but mostly back home. And again, I listen to like NPR, an
Mhm.
NPR station here locally.
Mhm.
WLRN has a Haiti in Creole,
A Haitian
in,
show.
in Haitian Creole, an hour of broadcast, every night.
Mhm.
So Haitian radio is really popular, but you have all kinds of characters. And again, I don't even understand what they be saying, but I know I can tell. All kinds of characters will buy airtime and start a show
Yeah.
and rile people up and get people hype and share information that may or may not be accurate.
Mm.
And so you have people who are reliant upon their radio, their trusted
Mhm.
stations for info, but there's no
Mhm.
regulation as to what
Mhm.
the information is that is going out. And you have to actually have the knowledge and discernment that wait, and a U.S. official, I've participated in voluntary law, what should I call it, citizenship drives,
Mhm.
where we can look up people's application online, see what they need, and volunteer attorneys come in and help people. That is something that a mayor or a commissioner or someone can do, but they can't grant you the citizenship. They can't they can't expedite your application.
They cannot call Biden. They cannot call the
Yes,
president
call
and
Biden,
tell
and
the
I need my
president to
my
pardon
papers.
him. Yeah. You tell Biden to tell.
Yes, I'm ready for my citizenship. Can you please process? Like, no, that's not
and
how it works.
and to your point with the announcement that just happened, this became a chaos not only on radio because you would
Yes.
hear 10 shows throughout the day and everybody brings different information. Now the application is supposed to be free. People are telling you, well, if you don't know how to read it, I'm the one who's gonna fill it out for you. You need to pay me. I have a friend of mine who works for
Mm,
the state attorney who told me, he called me yesterday to give me a job. He says, I
yeah.
want you to get me the list of those lawyers that I heard are charging people $1,000 in Haiti for consultation fee.
Okay, guys, let's give you some
It's always
context on
about
what she's talking about. So the Biden
economics.
administration just made a new announcement. People don't even really know the details yet.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about the announcement because Biden just did his visit to the border on the heels of his visit for the first time during his
Mhm.
administration to the Texas border. He announced, let me not, because I'm not going to give legal advice. This is again for informational purposes, so we're just touch on it.
Mhm.
There was going to be an updated U.S. policy as it regards to like 3 different countries, one of them being Haitians
Haiti. Mhm.
and how Haitians would be processed. A lot of what we're hearing is Biden administration wants you to stay home and apply from where you are. Don't try to hit to the border. They did not lift Title 42, which was the Trump era
Mhm.
condition that allowed them to send a lot of people back because of COVID, right? This was like a
Mhm.
protection, like we're not going to open our borders because of COVID. So that is still a judge just ruled that the Title 42 will remain. So people in the current administration still are sending people back
Mhm.
in droves. Let's just talk about that.
Mhm.
So there was an announcement made. Can you talk a little bit about what we know so far about the change or the policy announcement made by the Biden administration as it relates to Haitians?
Well, to me, and like I say, an announcement is still an announcement, and I still have my paper in
Yeah.
front of me that says, Welcome to the US. And when they announced this, they say that many people could sponsor, and they have a list of people who are eligible to sponsor somebody from Haiti. Now, understand that the immigration has been backed up. So even people who are here who have their papers are still waiting.
It
So
takes
now they
10,
say,
20 years to become a citizen.
that the people that are eligible are U.S. citizen, lawful permanent, non-immigrant, and in the paper they even say people who have TPS. Now,
Temporary protective status. Okay.
understand that somebody who has TPS could study to be a nurse but not be able to pass the board.
Right, because they're
So
not.
meaning their income is a little low. So now I don't want to laugh at something that is very serious. A lot of people are saying to the government that they don't have any money to take care of their children. That's why they are on Medicare and they are on food stamp. So
Okay.
please remember that when you say that you can be a sponsor for somebody in Haiti. Now, there's different,
Can I
to
ask a
me,
question? Let me just stop you right
mhm,
there. So it laid out the stipulations for people who could be a sponsor to
who could be
file for an
somebody in Haiti.
individual to come
Hmm.
to the United States.
Hmm.
So it was an announcement of, again, and that's typical of any immigration process, just for
Hmm.
informational purposes only.
Hmm.
You cannot just come to the United States. You must either have a way, hopefully, we are biased towards people who have sponsors or folks
Hmm.
that can make sure they're economically stable and
Hmm.
not coming here to live off of the United States resources, which I think is reasonable. How are they going to take care of themselves? Do they have a profession? That's why oftentimes you see professionals kind of fast tracked and able to
Hmm.
come to the US because they're going to contribute. They're not going to take from the system, so to
The
speak.
system. And
So
I'm
in
gonna
this,
hamper this system, and I would make the parallel. Sorry,
mhm,
with the Dominican Republic, and the reason why people are so angry, oh, the Dominican are very inhuman towards Haitians, and I would say yes, it's true, but I do have Dominican friends who explain to me that certain Haitians come into their country and doing things that they're not happy with,
yeah.
meaning that we have Dominicans who are having a hard time finding health care, but all the Haitians are coming just to deliver their babies and not paying taxes. So
Mm.
the friction is just not like, oh, I'm just angry. There are antecedents. There were things that have
Yeah, no,
happened
it's the same
prior.
thing that the United States, and just to piggyback on what you said, my lady who do my facial is Dominican, and she say, no, honey, it's illegal immigration. So it's not necessarily Haitians who have necessarily lived in Dominican Republic for 3-4 generations, as some people have said. Yes, that's one issue, but a separate issue that Dominicans have is that they're saying her perspective, anecdotally,
Hmm.
that she's like, no, it's illegal immigration. Just like United States don't want anybody and everybody just coming over here and taking the resources without going through the proper channels and waiting their turn in line. Dominicans just cannot. There were, anecdotal one person saying to me that no, we cannot take a whole country in just because there's this whole, political unrest and instability. And so she, in her opinion, I'd never heard it put like that. She was like, this is an immigration question, not some kind of racially motivated discrimination as a whole. So I hear what you're saying.
Well, I know there's the xenophobia and everything, and we're gonna see it sometimes here because
Yeah.
when somebody comes from Chile, when somebody comes, and that's why I'm talking about the elected official and what they're doing and how effective it is going to be for Haiti. When somebody comes from Chile, they usually will come with two children, so they bring those two kids here. So the government is giving them a stipend of $670 of food stamp. That person comes in this country, that person probably never worked in Haiti because he
Mm.
says that he didn't have a job.
Never had a
You
job.
know, they never have a job. So when he comes in here and he has $675 to eat, I don't want to start a riot here. Now let's talk about the American citizens who are here and don't have access to this type of money, or if they're working, they're not eligible for that money. So it's already, those people are starting to get angry. And that person, in exchange, if they need to do community service, and I'm going to sound very inhuman, they're telling you, well, I don't want to work for you for free. But honey, you're not working for me for free. The government gave you money in exchange for your community service so they could
Right.
help you get
Right.
ready for the workforce. So
Exactly.
thus, I want to talk about how the chamber wants to help having skilled workforce.
So the very big adjustment is that yes, you have a systemic kind of, which I say, introduction that has to happen. Where if you
Yes.
were in Haiti and you only had seasonal work, or you didn't work full time, or you didn't have a skill, when you come to the United States, you have to understand how this system works. You got to be to work 8 o'clock. They say 8 o'clock every single day. You're gonna get this many breaks. You're gonna have to, volunteer at first, as she's pointing out.
To
If you were
understand
getting
the
that government
culture.
stipend,
Mhm.
that's the exchange, and a lot of
Mhm.
people don't necessarily understand that
Mhm.
or want a paycheck so badly that they're like, no, I'm not going to show up for this. Well, if you don't show up for this, you can lose
You're
that
gonna
status.
lose.
Thank you, Ebony X. I see you. I'm glad you were here. She's saying the policy is not new. I could like again the way they rolled it out was as if
Mhm.
it was like a huge announcement for
It's
these
not new.
three
It's
countries.
been
Thank
there.
you, Ebony. I stand corrected.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's so much about it that it created a buzz though.
Mhm.
People acted as if it was like a new policy, but it had already existed. Thank you. And
Mhm.
now there are more people that are interested in it because they're trying their best. I think the Biden administration knows immigration without Congress addressing it. There's so much that you can do from the executive branch, from the president's end, in terms of executive action. So they're
Mhm.
trying to emphasize or trying to create ways
Mhm.
in which they can in a healthy way, in a more productive way,
Mhm.
create a path for legal citizenship because people gonna want to come to the United States just as the way it is.
Mhm.
Thank you, DJ. You can drop these in the general chat if you'd like. So
I
I think
am
this I can copy
I
and
am
paste.
not that savvy,
Oh,
but
that's
you
what I
could
was saying. So
copy and
she's sharing some
paste.
things with me within migration policy. Yeah, you guys in the chat can look at these articles.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. And what are these basically saying? Migration policy article. Okay, perfect. And so
Mhm.
you guys can get up a little bit more versed on what we're talking about, the announcement that was made in terms of what is happening towards this group. I think it was it Haitians,
Mhm.
is it Venezuelans, and I can't remember the third group. Forgive me if I'm wrong.
I think it was Cuba, but on the second, the migration policy, if you go halfway through, you would see the top countries that has Haitian migrants into since 2020. So that's practically recent. We're looking at 705,000 in the United States, 496,000 in the Dominican Republic, 237,000 in Chile, 143,000 in Brazil, 100,000 in Canada, 80,000, 85,000 in France, the Bahamas, Guinea, Turks and Caicos, and Guadeloupe. Now, here's the thing: there was a time when when the president was trying to do construction in Brazil, everybody went to Brazil. But here's the thing: when those people came to Brazil, if you hear the stories
Oh my
of
God.
how they're living there,
Wow.
it's not funny. So
Wow.
somebody made money off of it, and what I
And
will
got people
tell.
to leave the country. Oh my Jesus. So, guys, there's some more about the policy. I've dropped it. I'll put these also in the description. I'm going to update the description where you
Mhm.
guys can find out more about the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. I think we're almost out of time. Lord, this is
But,
such a good go. No, no, no,
but
go,
I'm going
go.
to say
If you don't have
something
the time,
quickly.
I'd like to
So
keep going. Go ahead.
from the 10 years that we've been at the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce, and basically my vision was to make sure that Haitians can connect. We know each other. We know who's doing what. As I said, if the president say I'm going to give the green card to 100 people, what company will take them? And I want to see the politicians do more in helping those businesses sustain themselves and be stronger. That
Mm,
cannot be my job and my job alone. Whether they're using Scores, SBA, and all this other organization or partners. But from the chamber point of view, and this Saturday, that's what we're doing. We're
mm.
starting a breakfast, and believe me, you guys will like the fact that my breakfast starts at 10 a.m. Because if you tell a Haitian to show up at 7:30 for breakfast, they won't show up. And we have cornmeal with spinach and everything. And what we are trying to do is ensure that the people understand that they need to be trained. And the one who already knows something, they need to be recycled. So they need to be able to work. We partner with Career Source, we partner with Broward College to make sure that those people not only can sustain themselves, learn a trade, get a job, and stay in good health. Because listening to those radio talking about Haiti, it's very nocive,
It's
it's toxic,
depressing.
it's depressing. You're gonna have a heart attack. You're gonna have high blood pressure. We want you to be happy, and we don't want you to have cancer. Because let me tell you something: there's a high level of incidence of cancer in Haiti. We're
Mm.
getting a lot of imported food. We're getting stress. We're getting those
Yeah.
those
And
tires that
stuff
are
that you're
being
not used to in your
burned.
diet. In a lot of countries where you get the processed food, I'm thinking about even like the indigenous folks of Australia. They never had diabetes. They never had that when they started drinking soda pop and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not eating from the ground, not eating what was always organic before organic was organic. They all of a sudden you getting all these first world diseases because of the unfortunate effect of the dietary change. Now that you're not growing your own stuff, they want to sell you a can. So now you're eating the can, and it's like it's
It's not
backwards.
good. It's
Honestly,
not good. We could
you
have fresh fish.
yes, you could plant. Like my grandfather planted. Like when I look back at his garden, my grandfather was a subsistence farmer of maybe 3 acres, but women, and they
Mhm.
sold to other places and they made their living and they fed their family.
That's right.
So I was like, Mommy, y'all had the best things. Y'all would come out and pick breakfast every morning. Like
I
who
know.
does that? I was
I
like,
have
you,
a I have a cherry tree at my house. I have a banana tree, and I have a
yes,
moringa tree. So guess what? I can
moringa.
just go fishing.
So good. And I just thought to myself, y'all literally walked into the chicken coop, picked the eggs out, boiled the hot cocoa, which was made from real chocolate, and went to school. It's crazy that we chose a different life. I'm like, why did we leave and why did we come here?
You don't want to eat
I'm
the
joking.
chicken.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
You
I'm
don't
joking.
want to eat the chicken at my house because my mom, whenever the chickens are around, she gives them name and she gets so familiar with them. It's like you feel
No,
bad
baby,
killing
we
them.
gotta eat those. We gotta eat those later. The goats, all of this, the cow, fresh milk, all of these things. I think how interesting. Even when I think about some of the U.S. policy that changes you from liking your own resources
Yeah,
and then shifting you towards imported resources.
very
And again,
much.
there we could talk about the economics and why. They want American farmers to sell you oranges instead of you buying your own oranges. And I'm pro orange farmer from Florida. I want oranges to
You
be
should.
sold across the United States. I get it. But what about those local farmers? What about those food
Yes.
producers so that they again can become self-sufficient and
Yes.
feed their own island because they got the fertile land. The land is so
Yeah.
fertile. But again,
Yeah.
we're watching policies that sometimes do not serve the people. It serves business interests and depends on which business interest we're talking about. But we're
Yeah.
gonna shift back to the Haitian Chamber of Commerce business interests. And I'm glad you're having wonderful events so that people
Yes.
can get together and say, okay, if there are new people coming here from Haiti, what are we doing with them?
Yeah,
How do they
find the right information because we have business owners that are living Haiti. They're coming in here, but they don't understand how to establish their business here. So we want to help those people. The same way we want to
Yes.
help the migrants that are coming and they are clueless and they don't have a way to understand if they should go to school because they're thinking, well, I don't want to bill, but we have borrowed up to help them. So we
Listen.
need to have all those people understand that the information is there. We want to give you access to information.
Shout out to my Haitian nurses. They have a
Oh
Haitian
yes,
Nurses Association. One
yes,
thing
yes.
about my Haitian ladies, they gonna find a they gonna find a group, a study group, and figure out how to become a nurse.
No,
I'm
but let
so
me tell
proud of
you,
that.
I just met a lady and she's supposed to have a party in May. She told me there's 20 of them. They were nurses in Haiti. They came here. They didn't go to school. They studied together and they all passed the necklace and then they want to have a party now. So I'm
I
going to be hosting the
listen. The
party.
amount of
And you
Haitian
probably
nurses
will
I
be the
know.
MC.
Yes, shout out to the determination of again,
Yes.
it's huge. We have licenses. Again, you have to pass the bar, you have to take a state license, or you have to do whatever to get in this system. A lot of people who were doctors or nurses or whoever back in their home country, they come here and they start over.
Yeah.
Right? It's literally like you have to start from the bottom. I don't understand it. So having other people introduce you to the system and giving you the blueprint, the strategy
That's right.
for how to navigate much more effectively, much more quickly, so you don't get the roadblocks and get saddled
Discouraged.
with the
Mhm.
private college debt and get into all these
Mhm.
programs that don't mean nothing or whatever. It is important that we mentor, I think, with
That's,
across the Black diaspora
that's right.
to get us kind of like fast tracked with that
Fast track.
institutional knowledge. Somebody
Mhm.
knew how to skip over these hurdles quicker than
Yeah.
you may know. So I think I applaud you. I'm gonna read some reaction. We're gonna talk a little bit more about the chamber. I'm
Thank
gonna let
you.
her go. We overtime now, but I'm happy. I'm enjoying the conversation.
Yes.
She looks like she is too. So DJ, I'm gonna keep going for a little bit more. Black Lexicon, y'all having a great conversation in the chat. If you're watching replay,
Yeah,
open
and
the
your
chat and
audience is very
compare and
engaged.
contrast with different countries and how it's working. I love it. I'm gonna go back and kind of take it in and then through Rwanda, no, not Rwanda and Ethiopia and different models of things and
Mhm.
how we have to, take notes of what's going on around the world so we can understand what can be applied in the Haitian context. But yes, so many different. Thank you, Ebony, for all of your insights. Yes, Black Lexicon says Haiti should encourage the training of more geological scientists and engineers.
I
Absolutely, for
agree.
future
Connect.
development and exploration. Hello, I was watching something online earlier
Yeah.
that I was getting ready for the show.
Mhm.
Some kind of I can't think of the name of the element. Is found in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I don't want to say the wrong because I don't want to sound unintelligent, but
Mm-hmm.
they were saying that UN forces are like on this area that has this
Mm-hmm.
special, I think it's made for like uh oh my gosh, I don't want to say the wrong things, but used in high level tech.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we know Africa has a lot of these same resources in the continent as well, that you only find, these high, which is say precious metals that
Mm-hmm.
countries in the first world need for their computers, for their rocket ships, for other things. And she was talking about how some of these things are being found in Haiti as well. I was like, oh
Was it
wow.
uranium?
I want to say iridium or something like that. I didn't know if I was saying the right thing. Is it iridium?
I think it's uranium. And for Black Connection, I just put something in a private chat. I would like for them to go and visit it. It's the wind farm. It's the largest ecological reserve. It's
Wow.
natural paradise in Haiti.
Okay, I'm dropping the comment right now. Haitian wind farm. I'm glad because I think sometimes we think Haiti wants handouts, but I think it just wants to be self-determining.
We have enough to nourish ourselves. We just need better leadership, and we need to
Right.
change, to shift the paradigm of the way we see things and the way we want things.
Exactly. So I don't want it to become a what Haiti needs is always like, oh, they need something else. No. Leave us alone. Stop trying to take the resources out for yourself.
And they said, "Oh, I just sent something to Haiti last month. Oh, they already have an outbreak again."
Yes, it's tough. It's tough because like on top of that, like I said, it's like a whole mixture. It cannot be compared directly with other countries coming out of colonialism, coming out of dictatorship and certain things because again, there's so many other factors at play here. If you're flooding your streets with drugs and illegal guns or things like that, like there's a port, it gets to the United States through different countries, guys. We can't, speculate, but I know a lot of things pass through Haiti
Yeah,
because they
and there's
know
only
there's
so
no
many
rule of law.
ports. There's
Yeah.
only so many ports, so you wonder how come. And the ports are being controlled, so how come
Yeah.
it's
How did
just
it
so
get
loose?
here? How
Yes,
did no somebody's
and
allowing it in
yeah,
there.
yeah,
And I also know a lot of I guess they are Haitian Bahamians. I know a
yes.
lot of Haitians that now live in Bahamas.
Mm,
Again, they are spread out. It's interesting that thank you for sharing those numbers of how many Haitians live abroad. That's like same thing like Jamaica. I think there's like
yes.
2.2 or 3 million in the island and like
Mhm,
2.5 living
mhm,
elsewhere. Again, when you have such a prideful and educational centered and ambitious culture, there's
mhm.
not enough necessarily space for everybody to live to their fullest potential. And if they can't live to their fullest potential there, people are going to migrate. Migration is not new. People been leaving places all over. It's only the United States that uh, more recently you're hearing a lot of rhetoric around whether these people want to come here. Everybody want to come where they can have a better life.
But let
Now,
me
should
tell
we
you,
do it within reason and with people who have skills so they can contribute and so that we are not bringing people who are again gonna like soak up taxpayer
mhm,
money? Yes. But people left England to come to the States and left Europe to go look for
that's
opportunity.
right.
This is
And you
what
know
we have.
what?
Yeah,
When they have the pay luck and none of the Haitians want to go down to Haiti, I'll be on a plane and I'll see a bunch of non Haitians going there.
exactly.
Uh-huh. So
Exactly.
you
You're
got to
looking
ask
at
yourself, and they live there for years. We have the German, we have the Polish, we
yeah.
have the people
In
from the
Haiti.
Middle East in Haiti.
Ooh.
Yes, and they are clustered. Haiti to me is still a virgin island. It's still a
Mm.
virgin island, and I'm gonna dream that I go back to Haiti, that I die and get buried in Haiti because I think it's the best. It's the
Listen,
best.
Haitian pride, let me tell y'all something. One thing about my Haitians, it don't matter if you straight off the plane or if you like Kodak Black or somebody who, mom is
We're
Haitian
proud.
or parents are Haitian. The pride that is taught is amazing.
Yes, it
And I
is.
think, like I said, the bonds, especially through language, the
Mhm.
bond that is created. I know even I was thinking about taking the Duolingo. If I stay in South Florida, I'm like, I got to take Duolingo or one of these
Yeah.
language learning apps that have now added Haitian Creole as a language that you can learn.
Yes. As,
So it's going to even more empower, especially second and third generation Haitian American diaspora to learn language. Many of my friends speak it okay or can understand it but don't speak it. But the Haitian Creole language is also, I think, a powerful connector that
yes, and
maintains the
it get
culture.
it gets better because I want to give a shout out to my friend Michael Degas from MIT.
Hmm.
Now, if you look, Google is able to translate Haitian Creole better because of MIT IT. If you go online and you look for MIT IT, it gives you everything. You should be able
That's
to speak Creole in a couple of weeks.
fantastic. I was in college and I think the Haitian Creole was a class back then,
Yeah.
but it was new. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, they teach Haitian Creole!" Like people, I couldn't even get into the class because everybody was.
In Boynton Beach, they teach Haitian Creole. Thank to my friend Bito David, who's also a director at the chamber. So yes, we are working. Baby
Listen,
steps.
if you live, like I say, I have in a day in South Florida maybe 10 to 15 accents. If I'm
Yeah,
going into people don't understand, we all got black skin, but there's so many different ethnicities in the
true.
diaspora
It's true.
here that are
It's
so
true.
vibrant
Yeah.
that you could come across someone and don't automatically think they speak English and they're a citizen or they're a lawful permanent resident.
Yeah.
And so you just experience so much. Like I said, I feel adopted, if you will, in many
It's a
ways,
melting pot.
because I go to a Haitian dance class. I just, girl, did I tell you I found a Haitian dance class, an
Quand tu
instructor?
dis this camp,
It's
quand
a
tu dance
Afro,
compas,
it's Afro Haitian.
half
I
for
be
Haitian.
moving them
Oh,
shoulders. I be moving them
oh,
shoulders.
those dance.
I just enjoy it. When I tell you it is a spiritual, which I say just a I don't know what to say. It's a prayer.
It's yeah. It
When
is.
I
It is a
move,
prayer.
when I hear the drum, they got me into Jeff Pierre. I'm like a Jeff Pierre fan now because
It's
I'm like learning the na 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 na, like the
oh,
Haitian
I need to
drum now. I'm
start some
like,
drums. Yeah,
oh,
we had a
oh,
drumming party at our space where you came and she came
and
incognito.
yes,
Yeah,
invite me. Those things make me again. I just see the Afro diaspora connection, right? The
there
drum
is a
we got
connection.
from the bass line here in hip hop to the drums in West Africa. It's all connected. Thank God.
I even secretly think that Mark Anthony goes to Haiti and gets some of his.
Oh, Mark Anthony, the Spanish Hispanic singer.
Yeah,
You think
because
he
the
be?
way some, I think you'll be going there and be getting
Listen,
some
they
notes.
they know how to copy, but they can't hit the original. Shout out to Mark Anthony. But yeah, there's so much richness that I've gotten from, and so much similarity. I think
Yes.
sometimes there was a othering of Haitians in like the 80s and some parts of the 90s. And then I'm like, no, they my sister, they my brother. What is happening here?
I'm
And
putting
again,
I'm
the
putting
customs are so
I'm
similar.
yes, they are. I'm putting something together with the Brazilian and the Cuban. If of all the blacks that they had sent in the Caribbean, I think the Brazilian and the Cuban have a lot of similarity, not only spiritually but
Yeah.
culturally when it comes to their arts. And
Yeah.
I've been trying to find somebody to do this with me, and I finally find my friend Desiree, and we're gonna do something awesome.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic because I think again now we're more global. Now we're realizing, you do the cowbell, I do the congo. You do the kete, I do the the whatever. Like all the different instruments are again our hearts. Again in the
Mhm.
United States, what the privilege we have is that our oppressors didn't strip it from us
Mhm.
as
Well,
much
some
as
of them stole it from us.
right. But in
That's
the US it was a ripping away.
mhm.
Even then, many traditions survived. But
Mhm.
I'm just grateful that there has become like a renaissance of interest in
Mhm.
our history and on our origins, so that there is this pride and
Yeah,
and
it's
and
an
teaching.
awakening.
Yes, like again, thank you, Ebony. We are one people. Like, hold on, they are. Who are you talking about? They are Africans too. They just love to do not. Now listen, we're not getting back and forth. No, the Afro Cubans I know, like it's not a whole lot that I know, but they're African. When you see some of the most popular music coming out of Cuba right now,
Hmm.
black like me and
South
you,
Africa. That's black
black
music.
black 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 black. Like when I look at some of the Colombia, Afro Colombian, and all. I'm like, this is us. This is the same, like, so much similarity. So I think this kind of Pan Africanism, if you will,
Hmm.
is a beautiful thing to
It
witness.
is. It
And
is.
oh, you talking about Dominicans? Like, what they no, they black. Like, I'm sorry, Dominicans. They're gonna say they're Afro Latino and they're mixed because they have all black people have, especially in the West, many of us have mixed heritage just by virtue of the colonial experience.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think sometimes it's who likes to emphasize what. We don't know why. I won't get into it. We don't have enough time.
Mm-hmm.
But we black. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all
And in
we're
case
gonna
you didn't
say.
know, you might be too. I don't. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. But respect for the Afro Latinas who embrace and everybody who embrace, their African roots for sure, for sure. But yeah, so CBN, welcome, Canadian born Nigerian.
Yeah,
TikTok
yeah.
says Haitians are no different from Nigerian. He's Nigerian. He says they act like cousins for sure.
I'm trying to make my way to Senegal.
Yes, I think again, a lot of these things have been rekindled. Like I said, I don't know. You cannot explain when you hear that drum,
It
the
does something
reaction
to you.
in your soul. How do you explain that? You get what I'm saying? Like, there's just so much beauty in the culture that was suppressed that it's time for us again to take pride in
Mhm.
and to find ways to elevate it. If we don't elevate it, nobody else is going to
Somebody
do
else would,
that.
yeah, yeah.
So I
That's what I
think
was saying earlier
elevate
about the
one another.
marketing. No, about the marketing. I
Yeah.
think the reason why we're here is because we're not marketing ourselves the way we're supposed to in order for us to be proud and make sure that we keep on moving.
Yeah, so don't let other people. My mommy said, tell your own story. Never let nobody else tell your story, right? Because if they put their version out there,
Yeah.
this is again, how African Americans are portrayed around the world, how other
Hmm.
cultures are portrayed around the world.
Hmm.
Thank God for our abilities now. Thank you for the internet, Lord, that we
Hmm.
can make our
They
own.
did not know. They did not know you were just
My
a
brother
spread
said all
like
the time, if they
Wi-Fi.
knew how the internet, they would have made it illegal
The,
for people to get. My brother said that all the time. He's like, the internet, we ain't got no
oh, no.
excuse now.
It
We
just
got the internet, we
in
got
a
information,
nanosecond.
and
Yeah.
we have access to one another. So it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing to really, really get to just witness. So I want to salute all my Haitians who are watching, all members of the diaspora, as we kind of become, what should I say, aware of self
Yes.
and reconnect to knowledge of self. The things that we thought were bad, things that we thought were ugly. We didn't even get into religious taboo. Let's call it. All of this that we're thinking is evil, and oh, the Haitian people do this and that, and Cuban
Yeah.
people do that.
People tell me all the time, DJ, you Haitian? Do you do voodoo?
Girl, I can't even get into it right
And
now.
there you go. You went with the Haitian.
Yeah, exactly. We
You
all
ain't
got a
got too
version of
much.
that. Don't even. Don't try me, y'all. That's the Jamaicans. You smoke weed. That's the number one. I'm like,
That's what I tell them.
ma'am. No, I don't. Thank you very much. But yeah, the people are awakening to the power we have to tell our own story, the power we have to help one another. Again, to me, what happens in Haiti is affecting what again impacts South Florida, especially.
Yeah.
We know people
Yeah.
come. We just had what 100 migrants, 500 migrants in the last couple of weeks show up in the
Yes.
Keys. Like
Yeah.
we all hear a
West
lot
Palm
about
Beach,
Texas.
Pompano. Yeah.
They're in our on the
In
our
your
shores
backyard.
here in South
Yes.
Florida all the time in the
Mhm.
news all the time. Haitian migrants, Cuban migrants, Venezuelan migrants wash up on our shores
That's right.
all the time. That's normal news here in Miami and in the South Florida region. So yeah, we understand the geopolitics, maybe how Texas understands the geopolitics because of the border they share with Mexico. But here as well, if there's unrest happening in a country, oh, it's going
Yes.
to
We
overflow
feel
and
it
impact us
first.
politically, economically, and again,
The school district has to
schools have to absorb
receive more
kids.
people. They have to absorb
Yes.
those kids. Those kids are not being adjusted. They're being bullied.
Yes.
And that changes the dynamics of the family. Those kids, I'm not saying that it's an excuse. They might join a gang just because they're being bullied. So
Yes.
we're looking at 10 years of chaos.
Yeah.
We need to be able to rewrite or create our own narrative.
Absolutely.
And
As
a
we wrap up,
narrative of
y'all. Yes.
peace.
Go ahead. Hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
No, the
Shimon said that it's iridium.
iridium. Thank you. I saw the video and I was like,
Oh,
I didn't get to
really?
research it, so I didn't want to say it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I saw a video about this that there's iridium in Haiti.
Yeah.
And this is
And
again a galactic heavy metal, y'all. Came whenever the asteroid that did what it did or whatever came, Big Bang. Iridium is here. Or is that here like I'm in Haiti? In Haiti. And iridium is in parts of Africa.
yeah.
And it's a very precious metal. I'm gonna do more research. I just heard about it literally as I was researching today. Final comments, y'all. If anybody has any questions, if I
Black
drop, go ahead.
Black Connection said that he enjoyed the video that I just shared and he enjoyed
Oh, that's what he
hearing
was
the
referring
bird.
to.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the video. Love how the
Yes.
sounds of the bird starts
Yeah.
off. Okay, wonderful. I will watch it later. So many wonderful thoughts. And again, we want to change the narrative. We want to let people know there are thriving people as well
Mm-hmm.
as folks who are unfortunately suffering at the hands of like bad governance.
Oh.
Like it's not that people are bad. It's like the
Mm-hmm.
institutions again that should be supporting
Mm-hmm.
business, education, and other public policy are just not in place and not functioning the
Mm-hmm.
way they should be. So you
Mm-hmm.
have people suffering and you have people literally dispersing across the globe to where you have Haitian large Haitian populations in many different countries. I didn't even know about Brazil and
Oh
other
yeah.
places that there were a lot of Haitians. I know in Colombia they have, Mexico now, so many
Mm-hmm.
places now are absorbing folks who just again are trying to get away from craziness and want a better life. Final is this? I don't know. I don't know if this. Can you answer this? Lil Ernest says, "Aren't Haitians and Dominicans both Latinos technically? How do we define that?"
I would say somehow. The reason why it's because, well, I don't have the picture right now to send to you. If we learn about the story of Anacaona, Anacaona was a queen, Italian queen, and she
Okay.
also was part. I think she and her brother, they were part of the Dominican Republic, and then they sent her to more Haiti type of,
Ah,
and yes, I would say that what they refer to us as brothers, but as brothers who just always fighting,
oh Jesus.
and sometimes I feel like it's usually the less educated who fight, because I
Mm.
want to see us as human, not as racial, because we come from a place where, like we started talking about it before, we get divided. So Haitians say that they're better than Jamaican, they look better than
That
the
used to be a
Africans say
thing,
they're so
bro.
proud, and it's always like, you're just human. Okay, because at the end of the day, when you
Exactly.
die,
Yes, we all
you know
bleed.
we
We
all
all gonna
bleed
have the
red.
same thing. We put on. My
you
mom
know
say, "You put on your pants one leg at a time." Everybody get the same experience.
so if you
Um,
are one to read, to understand, and to keep an open mind and to seek for peace, you do not see I would even say you do not see race, you see
yeah,
human.
or distinction.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
So
used to
you
call it
see,
one blood, one
mhm,
blood,
yeah,
like literally one love, one blood,
blood.
one community. Yeah, we need to, as a human race, as much as we are proud of ethnicities
Hmm.
and culture, there are
Hmm.
certain things that supersede that for me
Yes,
as a human being to one human being. I would love, think about the world's resources if everybody was able to live out their fullest potential.
hmm,
And when you have people, whole nations that are not able to live out their fullest potential, it's kind of sad. Those children had no choice in that. They're born there. They have to
exactly.
try to survive this kind of, sad barbarism in some places.
Hmm.
So yeah, we have to really think about and have a consciousness about this is a human experience that they're having
Hmm.
too.
Yeah.
And the United States, as we have always been, get involved. You want me to drop? Okay, thank you,
Hmm.
RM. My moderator has dropped their website. Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. You can see it there, HAAMCC.com. We're
Hmm.
going to put your address. I will definitely update the description. When you working, y'all, and you YouTubing, you don't get to always get your stuff in order. But we go back and we promise to get you the information so you find her, find the organization, support the organization. You accept donations, I'm
Yes,
sure.
I
And
do always.
so that,
Even if you don't have a business, yes,
yes,
we
exactly.
do need that. We do need that because we want to be able to work more with social entrepreneurship. There's a lot of things that you could do for Haiti, and I'm gonna say something quickly in 30 seconds. So people, and sometimes I'm mad at the diaspora. And I said, well, the diaspora come here, even if they don't have a master's or a PhD, they decided they want to go to Haiti and open a school, and they charge so much money because they say that they're coming from the United States. So I have one of our members who was able to find laptops, send them to Haiti, and was teaching 24 schools. He was teaching the teachers to become teacher, and he's a local Broward County school principal. So
Wow.
this is how I want the to talk about the effectiveness of the change. So you don't literally have to go to Haiti and start having 10,000 school, but you could incorporate what you're learning here in America into elevating or helping those teachers become
Someone
better
else
teachers.
will be able to do
So now
the
if a
direct
non
impact. Yeah.
exactly. So now if a nonprofit organization decide to go and sponsor those teachers by paying them because the governments are paying them, that's gonna bring a whole generation of people that are more educated and more willing to want to do better.
I just love it. And I think, again, sometimes even when I think about how am I helping from my local community to communities abroad, sometimes we think, again, if you don't have the bully pulpit or if you don't have the big elected position, you can't be doing anything. And it's just not true. Like, we can't look at, again, like the mayor or the city commissioner or the county commission or whoever, even the governor. One day we had a Haitian American run for commissioner of agriculture. That's unheard of.
Yes,
Naomi
yes.
St. Fleur. I voted
The
for her.
blamer.
Let me say, you're St. Fleur. Blame you. Sorry. Naomi Blemure. Sorry, y'all. Naomi Blemure. I said correctly. I apologize. But yeah, the beauty I'm looking at, and one thing about Haitian women, they're not playing, bro.
They don't fear.
They're not playing. They're
No.
fearless.
They're fearless.
And what I think is there's also, like I said, that sense of community. They're not harboring information from one another. They're sharing information. They're not, okay, I made it, sis, I'm going to close that door. No. One thing about my Haitians, they look out.
Yes.
If they can.
They always want to bring somebody else.
Yes, I love that. When they look to the left or to the right, if you see a Haitian, they're going to bring another Haitian through that. Boop, bop, bop, bop.
Somebody said they're like roaches. One of them show up and then the whole boatload of them.
But I don't blame them. That's a unity. That's a strength. Where you're looking out for one another. Like, yeah, America's hard on its own by itself.
And then that's the problem with immigration, because once one of them is here, it's like, oh, I gotta send for all my cousin and my niece.
Listen, they call it chain. I call it family migration. That's how you survive in America. You need a base, a team in America. One person cannot survive here. But once you put together, I see my Haitians, they cut up a house and about 20 people. God forgive me, but I mean it with love. They start out like that, but they build. Then you get yours, you move out. Then you get yours, you move out.
But here's another Creole word that I'm gonna teach you. It's called laku. Laku is the yard. So basically, it's like the joke about it being a voodoo priest that has 10 wives within the laku. So if you see a Haitian move to Wellington, beware. In less than 5 years, all of his family is just gonna be living together. So because we live in laku, we live in communities.
Yes, but guess what? The community thrives because of it. You get to save money. You get to buy, pool resources. There is strength in that. This whole concept in the United States of everybody get, move out and move away and go far from their family. That's not how it works.
No, we
That's
don't
why
do
we
that.
had this thing. This is why we have real estate and landlords. They kept their land for generations and centuries. King of England still got his. All these people still got their lands. This idea that you go and you start from nothing, no network, no support, and start from scratch. Like I just can't emphasize how much it's impressive to see people leave a whole country and come here and
it takes
buy
courage.
Houses, start businesses. Like the thankfully now, we'll say now in present tense, there's network already here. But I'm talking about those early soldiers, my uncles, them that came in like the 60s and the 70s. I had uncles as far as probably the 40s come to California. Or the oldest part of my family that's American. But they didn't know they was coming into racism. We thought everybody was coming into the better society. We're like, yes, leave Jamaica. And I'm like, oh, wait, Jim Crow. Like, no one knew what was awaiting, you hear. And now it's more economics, the difficulty of understanding this economic system and ingratiating yourself. That's a huge thing. So seeing that happen within 1 and 2 generations, people going to school and thriving, and again, living out the American dream, that's huge. That's amazing. That's huge. And I know we overuse that word, but I really think it is. I don't think people can unless you've seen it up close or lived it or know your family members that go from literally the countryside to like coming
to
here.
The city.
It's actually pretty amazing that this country allows this type of forward
movement. Still
movement.
a welcoming country.
Yes, but again, the community is what helps in that success.
Yes.
Now there's a huge, openly, which I say present and unified community in many ways.
Mhm.
Sometimes we can get divided, but it allows now for a new person to come in. A Brazilian finds a Brazilian enclave. A
Mhm.
Colombian realizes, okay, the Venezuelans, we out here. This is where your city is. This is what you do.
And now
And
we want to own blocks and cities.
yes, now that's what it's time for. The grocery stores and the other major components of what makes up city life and
Mhm.
business.
That's
So yeah,
right.
just to see how far we come, we know we have a long way to go, but there are a lot of success stories, we got to say that, of people
Yes.
who have come and done very well. I remember I went to a fundraiser. I forget who house it was, in Gables, in Coral Gables, and it was a
Mm.
Haitian American husband and wife, and I was like, oh, okay, this is how we living. This is when
That's
you
how
build
we live
your
down
house
there. Yes.
around those old live oak trees. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Spanish moss, these giant old Florida trees. The house,
Pinecrest.
yes, Pinecrest in those areas, those are multi-million-dollar homes. And I'm like, oh, we got sisters
This
in
is how
here.
they
We got
live.
brothers in
Yeah.
here. I was like, what
Who
do
would
y'all
have
do?
thought?
And what do y'all do? And what, you know what I'm saying? And again, that's within 2 generations. Like, I don't know if they
Yes.
brought money from Haiti, but I'm just saying.
Don't go there. Otherwise, we're gonna start with the
Okay,
Diwali
we're
era.
gonna leave that alone. We're gonna leave that. But I have to laugh because I said to myself, but there are so many that I can just name in terms of my own circle. Folks who I
Yes, they are.
realized from a language barrier to a system understanding barrier to all kinds of things have yet and still um, grab hold of the American dream and been able to thrive. So let's do something, guys. Whatever you could do within your little circle, you can donate to the Haitian American Chamber. Thank you, everybody who was watching. I appreciate
Ah,
all the final comments. Yes, yes, you know what it is.
Jasmine
Every
spoke
say I've
about
seen it. Live in
Anacaona.
a house, and then a few years later they own the block. This is what I'm talking about, and I mean it. I don't mean it in a kind of like
No, it's a
pejorative
good
way. I
yeah,
mean it in like respect,
fact.
because again, they get it. Okay, this system costs a lot to come and start, and you don't make a lot of money. You got a pool,
Mm-hmm.
you got the community, you got to stand together, and then we move on. Yeah, so I think yes, the White House. How could I not mention Karine Jean-Pierre? How could I not mention the first Haitian American? I think she's also LGBTQ
Mm-hmm.
spokesperson. She is now,
Mm-hmm.
and she's doing a great job. I know that's a daunting job to come
Oh
after.
my God.
Jen Psaki was really good. So to fill in her shoes, her predecessor. Shout out to Karine Jean-Pierre. Every day sharp as a tack. I was like, whoever taking out her outfits and doing her makeup, yeah,
Represent, yeah.
come clean, and she handling the reporters as best she can, and she's doing a great job. But yeah, there's been so many strides, and I'm grateful to see and hopefully participate in it. Because I one thing I want to end on this note. Haitian American Chamber does not just work for Haitians. Explain that.
Thank you. Haitian American is not only for the Haitian business owners or the Haitian Americans. We welcome everybody. We have everybody from white to people from the Republic, the Dominican Republic. We have people in France. We have people in Africa. That's the reason why we're trying to go down to Africa. We have a Trinidad, a Trini on our board. Yes, because
Wonderful.
and his name is Lucien, so it seems so French and Asian, but we welcome everybody because we are trying to engage in the interest of Haiti. And let me tell you something: if it's a big corporation, if it's Suzette's corporation who's gonna hire that's gonna hire 10 Haitian, guess
Yes,
what? The Haitians' interests are at stakes, and we want to be there. We want to make sure that you connect with the right person because
right.
we want to be a reference, and we want to be able to refer you to the right people, to the right
That's
Haitian.
fantastic. Guys, use her as a resource. She's available. I know you speak at places. You guys are very open. So again, I
Yes.
just wanted to emphasize that. And then on that note, where it's just not only about, serving quote unquote Haitian and Haitian American people. There is again, we're all interconnected.
Mhm.
And so what one hand can wash the other in this American system. So it's important that we stay cross culturally unified, so
Yes.
that we are, not blocking our blessing, because our blessing can be right in the hand of somebody
Mhm.
who come from a
That you
different
just
place.
blocked.
So shout out to everybody. Thank you for watching. We're gonna end it
Thank
on that
you.
note. Y'all
Thank
visit the
you.
website, participate in any events. I may come Saturday. Let me see. My Haitian dance class is on Sundays. So we'll see if I can make it. If
Let
not,
me
I'll
tell you something. I want to entice you. So if you come on Saturday and you have your cornmeal with spinach,
yeah.
I'm trying so hard to find some avocado. Just
Wait.
say,
Okay, now
wait,
I got
and it's
she
free.
has sweetened the pot, ladies and gentlemen. Now I got to have listen.
But
Thomas, you know
avocado.
what I got hooked on one time?
Mhm.
And I don't eat meat now, but there was like a okra
Oh my God.
meal. I worked close to at that time, like Delray Beach. There
Hmm.
was a Haitian restaurant I found up there, baby, and I ate so much okra for
Oh
lunch.
my God. And sometimes they do it very spicy. But
Yeah,
I
it
need
was.
to get you some coquitos.
Yeah, oh, I
Just
love coquito.
yes, just like they do it for the Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say
of
I
course,
had
you know I'm gonna
coquito
say
on New
ours
Year's
is
Eve.
better. Yes.
Y'all make a version of coquito.
Yes, we do. And let me tell you something, kids when they're 11, they go and they taste it, and it's so good.
Oh, I love coquito. Yo, I just had a New Year's. I didn't have any soup jamun, but I had
But
coquito
you
at my
look
friend's
at
New
that.
Year's party, which again, y'all can look it up. It's such a good, decadent, kind of milky based,
Oh
can have rum
yes.
in it, of course, and other things and
Then
spices it up.
spices.
But Puerto Ricans, I know of
Mhm.
coquito from them, but I didn't know Haitians have a version.
Oh yeah,
Can't
let me
wait to
tell you
try
something.
it.
They just dump us in the Caribbean,
Listen,
so we
I
went
can't
many
wait. There's so
places.
much, y'all. Explore Haitian culture. Again, there's so much I'm talking about music, art, dance, fashion, and food as we are
Food.
enjoying here. That again, it is just for everyone to enjoy. And we just want to
Yes.
make sure, again, as we talk about the diaspora, you're not just stuck in your own bubble. And again, I'm used to it. We used to it. South Florida, we used to it, right?
Hmm.
But for people watching around the world, this might be new to you, honestly.
That's right.
So
Hmm.
definitely explore. You yes, RM is like, yes, you're making me hungry. Love it too.
Love it.
Thank you, Ebony. Yes, RM, you're like, yes. We got a lot going on down here. We got a lot.
It's not time for them to eat. Somebody says we're making them hungry.
Yeah,
It's
no,
not
girl. I was looking at the time too. I was like, I didn't eat my dinner. I should have ate before I came up. But shout out to Miss GJ
Thank you.
Janine Saint Gorge.
Saint
Gorge.
Fleur Gourd, but
Go.
everybody could call me DJ with love. I do appreciate you, Miss
Love you,
Suzette. We've
sis.
connected for a long time, and I
Yes.
always like to collaborate with you. And
Oh,
definitely, we want you as an MC soon.
yeah,
And
oh,
I look
girl.
forward to sharing it. I love the way you
Thank
MC.
you. I got a couple bookings just now. I'll be hopefully we haven't put it in stone, but I'll put it out there. Something for the city of North Miami. A Haitian commissioner has reached out to me to MC something for Black male excellence. And I
That's
was like,
right.
oh yes,
That's
you
right.
know I'm gonna be here for
And I
long.
hope you invite me next time so we could talk about my breast cancer survivorship and
I
my
would love
upcoming
that.
book.
I would love you. You could come on my Patreon. I would love that. I would love that. I would no. That's a date. We'll make that happen probably next month. You let me know.
Thank
But
you.
yes, guys, thanks everybody for watching. If you're watching on
Thank
Facebook, come
you.
on over to the YouTube
Thank you.
side and just look up Suzette Speaks. You can sub. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this type of content. We have great conversations over here. Little politics, little personal development, little upliftment. We want people to be inspired and learn about themselves and learn about others. So we do, a little bit of news, but a little bit of perspective, trying to change some of the narratives so that we're not just, you getting what you get on the mainstream stuff, but also again through our lens, I'm sure, it will broaden how you think. So I appreciate DJ for
Thank
coming through.
you.
Y'all go over to the website, you see it there, donate. And be well, sis. I'm grateful for you.
I'm
Thank you,
grateful
thank
to
you,
you
thank you.
too.
Thank you
Bye
so much. I'll
bye.
see you soon. And guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. That's all we got for you. Thanks for everybody for rocking. Please visit the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. Miss DJ is the vice president. And I really enjoyed the conversation. There's so much to Haiti. Don't believe everything you see. Don't believe the mainstream narrative. There's so much more depth, especially if you know Haitians. Like, again, I have the pleasure of having a lot of Haitians who go to Haiti in my circle. So hearing what they talk about sometimes, I'm like, what? Where is that? That's never on the news. Trust and believe there's a reason. So don't worry. I want y'all to catch me tomorrow. I'll be on the Roland Martin Network. Yes, every Wednesday I'm a commentator on Roland Martin's network, Black Star Network. Show called The Culture with Faraji Muhammad. Yes, that's a standing a contributor role I've taken on now going into the new year. So I will post it to my community page on YouTube for you to find me. So it's each Wednesday, 3 to 5, Black Star Network, Roland Martin's channel. almost is at 1 million subs, y'all. So I counted a privilege to be over there every Wednesday, adding my little 2 cents to conversations about the culture, Black culture, right here in the United States and beyond. So I love that show, and it's been such a pleasure so far. And I hope you guys have been enjoying it as well. I also have Patreon. I'm gonna probably do a Patreon. I've been wanting to do one all week. Maybe I'll do it after the culture. I don't know. I want to talk about New Year's. I had a fantastic experience with some ladies. We did. I'm not gonna give it away about planning for the new year and some hacks. And I want to share that with my Patreon. I think that might be between now and Saturday. So you guys can go over to Patreon. It's the people who contribute to my platform on a monthly basis, and I get to learn more about them. They get to see me in a kind of more behind the scenes way. And we have exclusive conversations that are not on YouTube. So for their support, I try to give them exclusive content. I do have, like I mentioned, a couple speaking opportunities that's coming up. I'm gonna put one on Patreon for sure. I'll be speaking at a high school on they told me what they told me to speak about. I think they told me personal branding is gonna be my subject. So personal branding, when I go to there, it's gonna be high school students to an assembly they're having. They wanted me to speak on that. So I'm excited about that. That will be not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So definitely I'll see you on Patreon then. But I definitely plan to do a Patreon sometime this week, y'all. So we can get caught up and get our New Year's, new me on together. And I wanted to share some hacks that I got from a meeting with a group of ladies who I hold so dearly. If they're watching, I love y'all. So shout out to my men, my gentlemen. What's up? Thank you to everyone who supports. Appreciate the love. Shout out to Wonderful. I saw you on the Cash App. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very, very much for contributing. If y'all want to support the content, you can always Cash App me, $SuzetteSpeaks, or you can super chat me, or like and comment and share. How about that part? But shout out again. I hope you were as interested as I was in today's conversation. We're doing a little bit of exploration in the next couple of shows. So make sure you subscribe so you know what I have coming up, yeah? And you won't miss it. Yes. We have so much. Oh, Tracy, we're about to finish, sir. I was waiting on you. This is who said he likes international relations. I saw him on the Facebook side. You just got here, bro. We done. I will go back and watch it, and please leave. I always love to read your comments after the show. So leave a comment, sir, and let me know. Yes. The military intervention, we had to wrap, but we talked a lot about what was the cause of a lot of the unrest, and then what we're doing here and what we can do in terms of lobbying and creating those kind of, what should I say, paths to the halls of power, and even on the local level here, what we can be doing to train people who are new to the system, new to the country as well. So I hope you enjoyed this show, Tracy. Let me know what you think. Yay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Come watch me tomorrow. And there are various, if you're watching Team Replay, there are various videos I dropped in the chat from DJ that can help you learn more about Haiti outside of what we just see in the news, y'all. There's much more to this beautiful, beautiful nation than meets the eye. So, yeah, it will be your first. Okay. All right. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad this little one will be blessed. Oh, you're so sweet. Yes, I'm really excited. My Patreon will see me in action. So I'm going to go bless the kids. I need, as we say, we can't do everything, but we can give back when we can give back, right? So I'll be doing a couple of MC gigs, I think, coming up in February. I'm usually busy moderating and hosting events for Black History Month because there's a lot going on here, whether it's in Miami, for a lot of the area. We always have a lot of great events. So hopefully I'll be busy, booked and busy, y'all. So I'll keep you informed with what I have going on, especially with my Patreon and all those who support my content. Again, thank you again for watching. Appreciate you guys rocking. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and I'll see you soon. Like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great night.